Hey, everybody, what's going on? All right, how are we doing? Let's make sure we got everything rocking and a rolling here for our audio. Yeah, we got the audio. We got the audio. We good to go. What's going on, everybody? Lee and Tammy back with you guys for an all new edition of Wrestling with the Topics for this August 10th of 2025. I am, as always, Lee Sanders. Joining along with me is the beautiful and the lovely Tammy. We are so happy to be back with you all for this episode. Loads of stuff to get into, but I gotta tell you, before we even dive into the show, I gotta tell you, and Tams, I hear her already snickering. She knows exactly what I'm getting ready to say. This man cave needs some work. It needs some work, right? Pretty soon, very, very soon. And I know Tams has this on her Christmas list, and she's gonna definitely try to figure out how to pull it off. But eventually, you guys are going to see, because behind the scenes, I am implementing really cool ways as far as video presentation. Now, I say that some of you guys are like, but Lee, we already see your face and all that when it comes to the Monday shows, pay per views, and all that. Yeah, but it's rare that we do a video stream showing our mugs for wrestling with the topics. Right. And that's because behind the scenes, I've been playing around with like different video switchers, things of that nature. And there's a piece of equipment that I am eyeballing big time. Tams already knows what I'm eyeballing. That's going to be really cool when it comes to multi-streaming. But this man cave, particularly this L-shaped desk of mine, which you've seen me play around with on the shows. I love this desk. I'm looking. I cannot see Tams. I cannot see Tams any longer because I got so much shit that's on this damn desk. Anybody that like, you guys have no idea. You check out the webcast shows and you're like, oh, those are some cool little knickknacks. But if you actually could see what is on this damn desk, okay, I've got a big ass Galactus 17-inch head from AMC from the new Fantastic Four movie that sits on top of the James Gunn Superman popcorn joint where Superman is basically shooting laser beams at a big old popcorn joint. I've got a Thor statue of vintage Thor from back in the day. I've got a 12-inch Galactus figure that's right next to a Rubik's Cube. Right below that is a Tony Montana Scarface that is chilling in its box. We've got the new Life is Fighting, the new book by Karrion Kross, and we're definitely going to be getting into some Karrion Kross news in just a hot little bit. There is tons and tons. There's still tons of other shit. But the main thing right now, Thor, Galactus, Superman, Karrion Kross. I love you guys, but I can't see Tams. I can't see Tams. So the way I'm gonna have to do this, I'm gonna have to just lean back. I'm gonna have to really extend this damn, and I still can't see her damn face. It almost seems like, what was the name of the neighbor on Home Improvement? He had the running gag where we
You
never
can
saw
only
his
could see the
face.
top of his
Yeah,
basically his forehead and maybe just a
yeah,
smidge of his eyeballs.
yeah. And I'm trying to think, if I remember correctly, even when it came to the final episode, we never saw
No,
his face.
nope,
They teased it, but we never saw
no.
his face. Yeah,
I think they showed a different section of his face, or maybe not.
maybe.
I don't remember. That's been a while ago. But no, we never saw his full face.
It's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. I can't. Hey, there's an eyeball. Hey, hey. All right, we got an eyeball. That's progress. That's progress. Oh my God! So I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. Weekend here in the Sanders household's been going pretty damn good. Can't complain. I know you have been pretty good. Do you feel nice and recharged? Because you've been going at it pretty hard the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it all caught up with me this past weekend.
Yeah.
I'm definitely better. I feel much more well rested. I kind of spent this weekend just recharging. I had plenty of stuff that I probably should have, could have, would have done. I did the necessities and some not necessities. Um, Actually, in the Sanders household, as Lee's getting ready to go back into college, as in the university college, we've been kind of preparing a little bit, or I've been preparing to make sure that he has at least his essentials of what he needs. So there was some shopping there, but mainly, just chilling. The spent some probably much needed time with the girls. They really have been really truly seeing me in passing in the last couple of weeks. The most they get to see of me generally is me sleeping. So it was kind of nice to get that recharge and then spend some time with them.
You got to see how this woman's been running around. I mean, she's been in so many damn directions the past couple of weeks, work and then taking care of Pops, making sure that he's okay. Pops, by the way, I know there was a definitely a decent amount of you guys from a couple of months back when we told you about the scary situation that happened with him and the nasty fall that he had. Just an update because I know I haven't really brought it up since. He's doing good. For those of you that are wondering, he's doing good. Physically, he's moving around a lot better. I think now he's operating without the walker now, right? Yeah, so
Yep.
now he's moving around without the walker. He just got checked up on getting some future laser surgery,
So
laser eye
he wants
surgery.
to look into getting cataracts removed.
Ah,
And so we're kind of in the process of that on whether he wants to embark on that journey. He seems like he does. So we're doing that and some follow up appointments. Pretty much, for people that age, the cardiologist, the primary doctor, the this, test, that test, and then of course, just kind of throwing the cataract possibility in there as well. The funny thing is, not this last Friday, but the Friday before, I kid you not, guys, I went to the eye doctor with him. The appointment was at 9:30. We pretty much were there at 9:30. And I swear to you that we did not leave until 1:15. And they did every test known to man on him, which obviously I want them to be prepared and all of that. But it was like, whoa, I expected an hour, maybe two. Not what, five? Almost five? Yeah, not almost five. So and the funny thing is when I talked to the receptionist, I said, so this next appointment, how long is it going to be?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they said, oh, about an hour. I said, that sounds good. I said, because I don't know about another 5 hour appointment. So, but he's doing good. He's, doing his thing and, chugging along. So, he, texts me when he needs something or something's going on. But generally, he's doing okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Me personally, as Tam's kind of alluded to, I am just enjoying the calm before the storm. I was running around for consecutive weeks going, when am I going to see officially in my transcript from community college, yo, I got my associates. When am I going to see that reflected in my transcript? When am I going to see it? When am I going to see it? When am I going to see it? And then finally, I like actually stopped, breathed a little bit, and then actually read my damn emails and everything concerning that. And it was, oh, the date's been staring at me the entire freaking time. I basically got to wait until this current summer session ends. And then about 2 weeks later, that's when it'll go into effect. I'm tripping because I want to give it to the 4 year college I'm getting ready to transfer to in the fall. I want to give them that info. That way they can go, okay, so these last little bit of credits, like, because as it stands right now, I'm going to be transferring with over 60 credits. But they told me, they said, look, once you get that reflected on your transcript that you got your associates from that particular community college, then we're going to be working definitely in the low 70s, and you'll be exempt from this, and this. And I'm like, okay, great. So that's why I'm tripping, because it's kind of like, am I going to get that in time? And I don't really know right now, but that's what I've been kind of tripping over. Um,
So I do have a question, and you
y-
may forgive me if you've already said
yeah,
this, and I think I might be able to answer it on my own. But once the transcript is fully converted, the classes that you're entered into for fall do not change.
that I do not know. That is
Okay.
why I'm tripping right now,
Interesting. Okay.
because it's like I don't know. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Not to bore you guys, but it's like I'm sure those of you that have juggled college and all that, you probably are kind of understanding where my head is at right now. So I've been trying to mellow out as best as I can, and then of course, my car. I'm pushing a 2003 Honda Accord. I love that car. Everybody remembers their first car that they ever drove. My car, which is pushing 274,000 miles, she's getting up there in age. She's got a couple of leaks in a couple of different areas, at least three leaks. But I tell you what, one of the last times that we had our mechanic take a look at the car and we were telling him what was going on with the condenser, I'm pretty sure he did something, because the condenser, as far as the AC goes, like that motherfucker is shot. Before they started messing around with the car for upgrading the suspensions, the brakes, and all that, we were telling them, yeah, the condenser, it's not working. Da 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 da. Man, I've been pushing that damn thing. They probably worked on it last about almost a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
at least.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, that cold air and that cold, woo, that cold air is so damn good. Brother had to go. Wait, wait, this too much. This too much. Windows starting to get all frosty and shit. Like, wait, this is too much. I think they did something. Oh, it's live, pal. Shit happens. I just spilled a cup of water. I just got to keep powering through it. That is why we don't have drinks over by. Luckily, it did not splash on the computer. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. So we learned a very valuable lesson. Keep all the drinks chilling way over here, far, far away. Anyway, I'm pretty sure they had did something,
Did
because
Chloe get wet?
she got a little bit wet, but she'll be all right. One of our fur little daughters got a little wet just now by that. Sorry about that, little buddy. But anyway, yeah. So I bring up the car because I'm hoping that I can get at least another year or two. Now, see, if I stay on top of the upkeeps, all that shit, then the car is going to be fine. Then the car is going to be fine. If here's the thing, it's just got to be modest upkeeps, right? Like, what I mean by modest, like something that doesn't really hurt the budget like that. If it's just, tune up here, do this, do that. But the best thing that my mechanic has said to me, he said, look, the car's drivable. You've got these leaks. You just need to monitor your oil level and your power steering fluid. But other than that, the car is safe to drive. So go ahead, do your thing. And if you know anything about Honda Accords, those things are fucking beasts. They are tanks. Especially when you go to those older models like what I have. Those things are beasts, and you do them right. You stay on top of upkeeps and all that. They can last you a long, long time. As far as the mileage longevity, my God, that particular make, that particular year and all that, there are models that are pushing what, Tams, like 350,000, some even pushing
Three to three
four.
25.
Some have even pushed four, believe it or not. But
Well,
you
that
can.
depends on what kind of work you've done with it.
That
But
is true. That is also true. So that I'm hoping for that, and I'm looking into getting potentially an electric scooter or a electric motorbike, so I can
No,
basically
he ain't.
be in a good position where, well, something affordable, so that I can basically, depending on where I'm parked on campus, if it's kind of far, then I can just pull out my scooter or unfold my bike, and I can go the rest of the way, because it's a pretty big campus where I'm going to and all that. So I don't know if it's going to be a case where I'm parked. Oh, it's just a 5 minute walk. Now, I already told Tams. I said, look, before the month of August is out, we got to do a goddamn test run. We got to
We need
drive
to
up
do
there
it
to the
next weekend.
campus. Yeah, we got to drive up there to the campus, and then from wherever we're parked, and we'll definitely know what's going on with the parking situation, because, as you know, parking is going to open up Monday
Mm-hmm.
for me to basically
Right.
purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I'm able to figure out what pass I'm able to get,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll be able to figure out based on the parking lots. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm either going to be here, here, here. Guys, I
Mm-hmm.
got to tell you something fucking hilarious though. So I've been getting back into Magic the Gathering, and it's kind of weird how all of this had spawned, because the tipping point, believe it or not, had to be the new Fantastic Four movie. I don't know what the hell happened, but somehow the new Fantastic Four movie, I guess it just
A little.
I guess it just I don't, did I say a little just now? I don't remember saying
you,
little.
you said a little
Oh,
bit.
as far as her being wet. Oh, she got a bath.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
poor little buddy. Poor little buddy. She got a bath. My bad. Yeah, that was a big cup of water. But
Poor baby.
I think because of seeing the new Fantastic Four movie, it unlocked the inner geek in me from years and years prior. Maybe that's what it was. That's the only thing I can think of. Because Tam said to me, "What is your fascination with board games all of a sudden?" And I told her, I said, I don't know. I was like, I came out of the new Fantastic Four movie kind of wanting to embrace my geeky side more. And one of those things was Magic the Gathering. And, for Magic the Gathering, you know what? That is cool that Magic the Gathering, all these years later, it's still going strong. I've heard that it's had slight ups and downs. It's been going through respected waves. They've also gone through some pop culture stuff, like they've done Spider-Man, Magic the Gathering, or some type of movie themed type of stuff. And so I said, nah, 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 I don't need all that crap. Give me the old school Magic the Gathering that I used to grow up on in the 90s and all that. Give me that mixed in with a little bit of flair of whatever's going on today. So I picked up, I think it's called Borrowland. I picked up a starter kit deck for me and Tams. And then I picked up a couple of boosters. And we've pretty much been playing. What have we played now? 3 games?
Yes.
So we've played 3 games. The most recent game was Saturday. And
Yesterday.
that game, I bullshit you not. Now, this isn't, you guys are just that bad of. No, 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 no. That's how complex this game was. We played 3 fucking hours. One game. This is one game. We played 3 hours. And let me tell you something. I wish we would have had that game recorded, because you want to talk about the comebacks of comebacks. Look, I don't know the name of the cards yet, none of that. But Tams pulled out this one artifact. And this artifact card, every time she decided to tap it, she'd gain 3 plus life.
Yeah, it's a carrot cake.
Carrot cake, whatever. Yeah, carrot cake. Yeah, that's the name of the card, all right. Carrot cake. Yeah, and every time something, blah, 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 gain 3 life. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, if I had something that could destroy that card, but I don't. My deck does not have that. So I'm going, how the hell? And all your man is pulling is lands. That is all, and it is consecutively. I am pulling lands. Okay. And at one point, she goes up, because I did do damage to her early on. Because I said to her, "Yeah, I ain't taking no mercy on your ass." She's like, "Yeah, training wheels are off." Like, I'm cow, bitch, I'm getting you now. And I guess I spoke too soon, because then it was okay. Okay, you talking trash. Here you go. I must have pulled like 20 something lands consecutively.
Not consecutively.
At least consecutively, yes. At least. Okay, okay, well, would you admit to at least 15 lands?
I'd admit to 10.
Can we admit to 13?
No.
No, I'm pretty sure it was at least 13 lands consecutively. I was ready to throw in the towel. And then at one point, with this damn carrot cake of hers and all that, I think I had the lowest I had her health points was at 8. Yes, it's coming back to me now. The lowest I had her health points was 8. And then it was 8 to 5 life points. Then she gets that fucking carrot cake. And I keep pulling land after land after land. And I'm just like, I've got so much land, I don't know what to do with it. You want some? You want some? More Lago? What you wanna golf? You wanna golf? You wanna come on over, plenty of real estate. Great stuff. And I'm like, come on, man. And then finally, she gets me down to 2 life points. You can't make this shit up. She gets me down to 2 life points. And I'm like, oh, this is over. I'm like, this is it. And then all of a sudden, I had the sweetest fucking comeback. Because at that point, she had 29 life points with that carrot cake. So she went from 8, shot all the way up to 29, and I stayed at 2. And then I made the comeback of comebacks, and I whooped that ass. I loved it. I loved it. That had me out feeling all good and shit. And I did some research online. I'm like, what's the longest game that's ever been played for Magic the Gathering with like 2 players or whatever? And it's like 8 hours. I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
8 hours? How?
Wow.
Like, how is that? So the fact that we did 3 hours and it was just, you know, from one game. And I asked Tams afterward. I said, do you think you have too much land? She goes, no, I'm pretty good. Like, you like your deck? You need any tweaks? She's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, oh, okay. Because she's pushing a white and green deck.
So, guys, just to give you a little bit of a background.
Watch her shortchange herself. She about to shortchange herself. Watch this. Go ahead.
No, basically, I was just getting ready to say is I've only really, prior to the physical copies of the cards, I played it a little bit like, what, 6, 8, 10 years ago, through like when Lee had the Xbox 360. And I played it a little bit then, and then we go back to the physical part of it, and meaning the cards. So, I literally, in the beginning, like the first game, I'm like, okay, lands, bet. I got that part. Okay, cool. Um, Whatever the other thing is, one's
They
in
don't know what you're talking
forest,
about.
and
Yeah.
anyway, so basically lands and tap cards for extra lives. I got you, like, but guys, for someone who literally played Uno and spades or Go Fish or something like that, to go into counterpoint damage attack and knowing all the variables in that, holy shit. And it's kind of like, yeah. This is a lot more challenging, and especially when, yes, you can read the cards. No, I mean, yeah, the cards tell you what to do. That's not the problem. The problem for me in the beginning, and I'm getting better at it. The problem for me in the beginning was, okay, I know what I've got, but I don't know how the fuck it essentially, excuse my French, how it pertains to what you've got. But 3 games in, it's getting, part of the reason I didn't want to change the deck, because I'm just starting to get used to it. So I don't necessarily want to give myself another curveball in reference to that. But yeah, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this game's still going to. I told Liam, like, the girls need to eat. So we actually had, at one point, had to stop the game and feed the girls and take them for a walk. So, because it would kept going. And the
Yeah.
girls were like, hello,
Yeah.
McFly,
Yeah.
you
You
know.
know, I will admit, and usually I'm somebody that can catch on like real quick, but I gotta admit, some of the new stuff that they've put in Magic, Vigilance, Scary, Prowess or Prowers, what's another Menace, like that type of shit. All I remember when I was last playing was First Strike, Haste, uh, Trample. Like those are the three. Those are the three that I remember. Those are the three that I remember the most. So all this new terminology stuff, it's like over my head. But not for nothing, we came across some scenarios in the game that we played. We came across some scenarios where we was like, wait a minute, timeout, and we had to get AI to help us. So I would highly encourage you, like if you've thought about playing Magic the Gathering and you're just kind of like, geez, I don't really know lead Tams. Like, I don't really know. Like, get yourself a little starter deck for, starter decks for you and your friends. Combine it with your favorite AI. And because AI was like, okay, you got what card? Okay, this is how you play. Boom. And like, and the way I would ask AI, I would say, break this down to me. Help me understand how to play this card. And I would say this word for word. Help me understand how to play this card. Talk to me like I'm stupid. Talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old kid. And AI would not talk to me, condescending or anything like that. But AI would basically go, okay, I hear you. So here's how you play that. And it was like, oh, okay. All right, cool. Bet. And yeah, but I would definitely say, man, technology today, it's
Hmm.
never been this good. I wish we had the technology that we had now for way back then, because I remember when I first started playing Magic, I felt like you, if not
Hmm.
worse. And what got me like over time was when I found like-minded people that also enjoyed playing the game. And so there'd be like 5, and then it grew to 10. And then at one point there was like 20 of us that regularly were playing it. And we were just kind of, offering our own little world. And that's how we all got better.
Hmm.
But like essentially picking it up ice cold, almost
Hmm.
essentially 20 years later,
Hmm.
yeah, there probably is going to be a few changes and all that other good stuff.
Hmm.
So that's what's been happening there. We're supposed to start playing Hero Clicks. I was talking to Mish the other day because I was trying to get some advice from him. I said, Mish, I said, have you started playing Hero Clicks, or have you ever played Hero Clicks? He was like, oh yeah, the kiddos used to play that back in the day, and that really made me feel old hearing that. I was like, well, shit, I don't miss the damn boat. Forgive me, it's 2025, I know, but um, but that's something else that we're trying to get into. But I'm waiting for a couple of more pieces to come in on that. Hey, let's tackle some major news that had happened in between. I did not plan on talking about this here today, but it's a big deal. It's definitely a big deal. Let's talk about Karrion Kross and his beautiful and his lovely wife, Scarlett, as a lot of people are reacting to the fact that they have been moved to the WWE alumni section on the website. Apparently, the last word was, before everything went down, Scarlett, but more specifically, Karrion Kross, was given a new contract by WWE, but that it wasn't signed. And as far as Dave Meltzer was concerned, as well as, Mike Johnson, a few others, from what they were kind of gathering there, it was, Well, it should just be a matter of when Karrion Kross resigns with WWE. Like he's definitely gonna be sticking around. And at least as far as Dave Meltzer was concerned, Karrion ain't going nowhere. And Carrion has been on a roll. He's got a independent movie that's getting ready to come out very, very soon. He's got a new book that just came out. I literally got my copy in the mail earlier today. Uh, Life is Fighting. I'm looking forward to reading that book. Looks like a very short book too. I love when books are this short. I gotta say. I'm looking at about 245 pages for those of you that's curious. That's how short this book is. So I will be
But it's
able,
a paperback, guys.
yeah.
And
Oh, he got some pictures in here too, even
yeah,
some
so
colorful pictures too. That's in here apparently.
the it's not one of those real small print. You need a magnifying glass to see it just so they can fit enough words on the page. No, it looks like an easy read.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, to your point. I mean, if I were to get started today, this looks like I should be done. I would say 3 weeks, maybe under that.
Yeah.
If I'm really dedicating the free time to it, I think I'll be done with this in no time. But so he's got his new book that's out, okay, which early reviews it's coming. It's very very good, very good. If you give me just a week, I promise I will have a review for you guys on the book, and I'll let you know whether or not you should definitely go out of your way, check it out, and everything. I'll be honest. But yeah, so that's currently what's going on with Karrion Kross. A lot of people are under the impression he's perhaps done with the WWE. Karrion Kross had put out a statement or two, kind of pretty much addressing the rumors that was going out there leading up to him being moved to the alumni section. And I quote, I can't really speak to any of the legitimacy of anything that is being recently reported, but I'll tell you right now, everyone's going to know exactly what's going on very soon. They're gonna know. Now, he said all this Thursday. Keep that in mind before everything went down over the weekend with him being moved to the alumni section. I'm still under contract. I saw a bunch of stuff online today. What is today? Thursday? I don't know when you're putting this up, but today's Thursday. I saw a bunch of stuff online today. I don't know when it's coming, where it's coming from, and I don't care to speak to any of it. But I mean, all I can tell you is the only way you're gonna get the real story is when you get it from me. That's all I can tell you. So that is where things currently stand. And of course, not for nothing, but myself, God rest his soul, the late Kevin Castle, me and him were like the earliest ones. Kevin more earlier than I was, because Kevin was checking him out like independent and like when the dude was really first starting off. I came in, he came under my radar naturally when I was seeing him working with the MLW promotion. And this was way, way before he hooked up with TNA Wrestling and all that other stuff. But I came across a big bulk of his work in MLW, and I was telling people way back when, for our longtime listeners, I said, "Yo, uh, this is a guy that y'all need to have your eyes on because this dude, he's definitely going places. Watch this guy, watch this guy." And then I was so over the moon and back when he ended up heading over to TNA. Because for me, especially at the time that TNA had they had more visibility than what was going on with MLW. So I was very excited to see him over there. Of course, I even remember his stuff briefly in Lucha Underground. Now that I'm really taking a step back and I'm thinking about it, I even remember his stuff. Wow, you know what? It just dawned on me. he did something with Global Force Wrestling. Yeah, he did something with Global Force Wrestling right at about the time I remember seeing his work in Lucha Underground and everything. So, but he's been with the WWE since 2020. All right.
Wow.
And we know that during the Vince McMahon reign, Vince McMahon, he had this weird. I don't know if he was watching Silence of the Lambs or if he was watching what's that all time Al Pacino underrated movie that I like where he plays an undercover cop and he's trying to find
Typical.
no, listen,
Oh,
listen, listen. He plays an undercover cop and he is trying to find a homosexual killer. Don't y'all say Serpico because I just gave no. I know how Serpico is. This cruising. That's the name
that's
of
what
it.
it is.
Cruising. It came out like around somewhere between 1980 to
Yeah.
1983.
You showed it to me once, and I couldn't remember the name of it.
If you want a mind fucker of a movie, you guys gotta check that out. Like it's actually, I'll tell you what. If you can't find that on a streaming platform, it's worth buying. That is a cult underground classic. Al Pacino is just what a great cast in that movie. Paul Sorvino is in there, and just to see the mental breakdown of Al Pacino's character, right? You know, he's trying to find this homosexual killer that is, just as I said, I mean, this dude don't care. He'll kill transgendered people, but he really loves killing homosexual men. He like frequents the bars and clubs and he's killing them left and right. I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. And wait till you get to the end of the movie. The end of the movie, you just go, what the hell just happened? You're like, what did I just watch? How it ends. But yeah, Vince McMahon, I guess maybe he saw Al Pacino in Cruising too many times because he decided that he wanted to put Karrion Kross and like, why not give the man some fucking chaps? Why don't you? Leather chaps. I mean, he gives him this weird spiky mask that has this whole and this weird attire that's got like this S&M dominatrix type of thing going on. And God bless Karrion's soul. Karrion is doing his very best to sell that shit, but it's not the same. And those of us that watched Karrion when he came up through NXT, we're like, yo, this is badass. Like what you see, the current presentation that you see of Karrion Kross now, that's what we got in NXT. But when word kept going back to Vince, oh, you got to look at this guy. You got to look at this guy. Vince just goes, yeah, S&M mask and bondage and yeah, and it was like whatever, dude. And so it was flat when he was on the main roster, the first rodeo under the Vince McMahon regime. It was a big old wet fart, and I guess because it didn't live up to Vince McMahon's expectations. I guess Vince McMahon pulled an Alec Baldwin and Glenn Ross, you're weak, It's like the leads are weak, or in this case, the creative was weak. The creative was weak, you're fucking weak. It's kind of one of those type of things. But it seems that since Triple H Paul Levesque has been at the helm times, it seems that Carrion he's been eating good, creatively and outside of WWE. He's got a lot of good things going on and everything. So I got to give the floor to you based on a little bit that you've seen of Karrion Kross through the years, and hearing that he's now in the alumni section and all that stuff. Are you buying that Karrion is done with the WWE, or in this new in this new Triple H Paul Levesque WWE era where Triple H is basically saying, "You like that? Yeah, that was cool, huh? Just sit back and enjoy the show." We got this guy that's basically telling us, don't believe everything that you see and hear, we thought our truth was gone, and then but we got our truth son saying nah,
Well, hell, I mean, just as what I was telling you about a week ago when I heard it from his own lips when he literally said, "Oh well, John Cena wanted Brock Lesnar. He requested him."
Mhm.
And John shot back a couple days, 3, 4 days later, and said, "I keep telling you this. I've been telling you this ever since I started. Basically, you deal him, I play him."
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting in reference to, what is really the truth kind of deal.
Mhm.
Um, in reference to,
I'm gonna move Galactus because I gotta see your face. It's just so it's cool, but it's too distracting. There we go. Now I get to see your pretty face for the rest of the show. That's how it should be. Damn it.
in reference to Karrion Kross, you know, it takes a lot of momentum to build back up a person once you change their gimmick. And it seems like things were going in the right direction.
Mm.
You know, in reference to the time he was getting, the momentum that he was getting. Now, it's kind of interesting that they do that, but yet he's like, well, if you want to hear the story from anybody, you should hear it from the horse's mouth.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. It could be a ruse, or it could be, there's a restructure. And, the people who are coming up and then the people who are really putting asses in seats and selling the merch are the ones that stay.
Mm. Well, to your point, let's talk about that. I mean, anybody that's been watching the WWE product for the past 6 months, there's no denying that Cross has been getting more and more over with fans to the point motherfuckers are now cheering him not just on the TV shows, they're cheering for him at the PLEs. I mean, he got a hell of a pop at SummerSlam, not just for the match with Sami Zayn, but then even when it came to the SummerSlam post show and Triple H was talking to the panel and they all were like, "We want Cross. We
Oh,
want
yeah.
Cross." And Triple H
Yeah.
is like, "You want Brock. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I want Brock too." It's like, fuck that. No, we're talking about Cross. Fans several weeks back went to Cross and said, "Dude, how come we're not seeing your shirts? We're at these events.
Oh, wow.
We're trying to buy your shit. What's going on?" And he's like, "That's a good point." He's like, "Let me see what I can do." And he pulled some strings and talked to and now they're selling his shirts at live events. And if I'm not mistaken, he might not be in the top 3, but folks love them some Cross merch. Okay, so all these good things that's going on, and I love the fact that in regards to his new book, which is by ECW Press, which, by the way, WWE not doing anything to promote Karrion's book that I've seen, right? WWE loves to self suck every chance that they get, okay? They love to self suck. When their talents are doing, they love. I mean, tell me I'm lying, guys. Tell me I'm lying. Let
Nope,
me know when
not
I'm
from what
lying.
I've seen.
Let me know when I'm lying. Okay? I just watched Roman Reigns get love for his little brief cameo in the new Eddie Murphy Kiki Palmer movie. Is that her name, Kiki Palmer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's cute, by the way. She's cute. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the homegirl from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the TV series.
Oh,
Ash-
Jesus.
Ashley?
Her stage name was Ashley
Was
on
Ashley.
Fresh Prince. Tatiana Ali.
Yes. Yes. When I was growing up, I had such the crush on
She
her.
was cute.
Yeah. I still remember the episode where Tevin Campbell, I just, I just wanted to punch him in the face. I just wanted to punch that motherfucker in the face. I'm like, nigga, you soft. Okay, boy, was I on the money?
Yeah.
Let me be nice. Let me be nice. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was mean. That was mean. I'm sorry. Still the old Lee kind of, comes out from time to time. I'm trying. I'm more domesticated now. I'm old man Lee now. Anyway, Karrion Kross. I see Roman Reigns in this new Eddie Murphy movie, and WWE is just self-sucking the fuck out of, oh yeah, Eddie Murphy. It's like, well, what about my man Karrion Kross?
Mm-hmm.
My man Karrion Kross, like, was able to get this book deal, and he's got this independent movie. Like, if there was ever a time where, like, y'all should, this is what you want to see, right?
One would think so.
So it's
It makes you wonder, like for me, hearing all this, guys, it really makes you wonder if he didn't truly piss somebody off. And I mean, you start pulling the dude's merch before he even's gone. Why?
wait. What do you mean pulling his merch?
They can't find it at the shows.
No. He didn't have merch before.
Right, but
So fans were going to WWE events and they were like, "Where's the Cross merch?"
oh, they didn't pull it.
They
So he never
it just
had
wasn't
it.
available. Yeah, it just wasn't available. Now you could
Oh,
go to his website.
okay.
You could go to the
Oh, well, that's different.
right. You could go to the WWE website, but if you were at the
Okay.
live shows, there was no Cross merch. And some of the fans that were at those events took their complaints to him, and he was like, "Well, let me see what I can do."
That's interesting, though.
Right.
Still interesting.
It is.
Because if you have somebody, house show or main show, you and I both know from concerts, events that we've both been to over the years, everybody on that stage, no matter how big or small, had some type of merch at the tables at some point. Even if it wasn't at this vendor little section, go 2-3 exits down, and then there was another vendor table. So that's still interesting that one of your major stars and you don't have merch for him.
Right.
So either they were already trying to phase him out, didn't believe he was going to make the comeback that he did, or already started, looking at an exit strategy. That's really odd that they would represent and work that way. Because for everybody else, I can imagine that there was merch there for them.
Oh, without a doubt.
And yeah, that just doesn't sound right.
So
That just doesn't sound right.
I am curious to learn. I would love to be a fly on the wall. I would love to learn if whatever deal was offered, if the reports are true, that a deal was offered and he pretty much was like, I'm not feeling that. I'm curious if it was a case where they factored in his age, if age was even a factor, because he's just he's 40, so is age even a factor? I don't really think so.
I don't think so.
Because Damian Priest, I think, is like a couple of years older than him, and we saw Damian Priest
Well,
ultimately
hell.
become a world champion.
And then you have, I mean, I grant you,
John Cena's what, 45, 46, and they just made him a champion.
right? And CM Punk,
And CM Punk, yeah, well, for 5 minutes at least, yeah. So,
right? But either
to
way,
your point, yeah,
he's selling merch. He's still on the roster. All of that. Well, let's just say that he's still in his prime. I mean,
well, let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it a step further. If Cross is done with WWE, okay, they couldn't come to terms on a new deal. When it's all said and done in your mind, two-part question: Did WWE do cross justice creatively this go round under the new Triple H Paul Levesque regime, or did Cross not do enough, or do you feel it's a combination of the two? Because in my eyes, from what I'm seeing, I feel as though Cross did enough
Mm-hmm.
from all the great video production joints that he puts up on social media himself
Mm-hmm.
as continuations of whatever
Storyline.
feuds he's having. He independently does on his
Mm-hmm.
own. And why, for the love of me, WWE has not leaned heavily into that because it complements their programming so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way he edits and films his shit,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, dude, you can literally take that and just put it up
Right on the jumbotron.
on your next. No,
Oh.
you can put
Mm-hmm.
it on your B-roll footage from Monday
Mm-hmm.
Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, that's
Mm-hmm.
how good he shoots his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like this guy, and he's been doing this for years. It's not like, those of us that's been following him since his MLW days at least. This dude's stayed like social media stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he knows his stuff when it comes to video editing, lighting, photography. He knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's one guy as far as like if I could pick his brain from a technical production, media production standpoint. Oh my God, I'd have a field day. It probably would be like a boring conversation for a lot of the people because they want to be like wrestling, wrestling, wrestling.
Right.
But no, I would love to just talk to him
Mm-hmm.
about all those little nuances. What say you
Mm-hmm.
though? Would it be a combination, more so failure on WWE? What say you?
I think if there was any fault to be had in Carrion's um, way, is maybe, and maybe he is, maybe we don't know. But it's kind of like, okay, so guys, why don't you have my merch out? Why don't you have, you know, more this or more that, video packages from this or that? Because now, grant you, the other thing is also true as well. When people can't find something, they want it more.
Mm.
So there is that part of the process. I don't know. I mean, I would consider it a definite L for WWE in reference to the fact that, if
Well,
they
that's not
are,
the question. The question is who's at fault.
I think both.
Okay.
I think both. I think as a entertainer, you want to make sure that you still stay relevant. And when you are relevant, why not push? Not push hard enough, but push for your spot. Push for your um what's yours, especially if you know that you're starting to get the fan base in your pocket. I mean, hell, at least if you say, okay, I did this, and that, and the fan base, and at a later date, you're like, yeah, well, I did this, and that. They just weren't hearing me. Probably can't say that now because he's still under contract or still in negotiations. But as an entertainer and as someone who wants to remain relevant, um, you should fight for that. What can I do to make this better or not or whatever? And with WWE, whether it's he's on his way out or the reason being for certain things, I don't know.
Yeah, you talking in riddles. You got my head in riddles on that one. I was trying to follow you there. Okay. Let me let me try to address this because I'm gonna give Tams a little bit of an exit here because Tams, although she has seen Karrion Kross over the years, she probably hasn't really been looking at him enough to really, really definitively make a formal conclusion as a casual wrestling fan. So
Although I've been following his career for many years, and he's definitely a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm always gonna be honest. Always. Two things can be said that's true. Two things can be said that's true. Now, I think from a WWE creative standpoint, I think WWE has failed Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to now, I think they have failed him. Now, don't get me wrong. The feud that he had with Sami Zayn, great. Great shit. But yo, if you're really trying to help elevate somebody, make them be a household name, you got to have them rub elbows with certain people. We should have been seeing cross paths with CM Punk. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
A CM Punk Karrion Kross feud. Why that has not happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just thinking about how both of these guys are on the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that shit would have been epic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Karrion Kross fucking around with AJ Styles, I mean really really messing with the head of AJ Styles. That would have been really good. You could have also had Karrion Kross messing with Cody Rhodes,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Um I mean, man, you had so many golden opportunities. And then before you went the route that you did with Chad Gable, man, just imagine if you're trying to get a babyface Chad Gable over. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
really serious. You're trying to have him go to that next level. You're trying to have him be main event material, world heavyweight championship material. Just imagine putting him in a feud with Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad Gable was like the new Kurt Angle. I mean, people always, oh, I see the rhetoric that's out there. Karrion Kross, he can't wrestle worth a damn. It's like, look, not for nothing, but if all I'm watching from a Gunther match is a bunch of fucking chops, and I got to choose between a bunch of fucking chops and Karrion Kross, I'll take Karrion Kross any fucking day of the week. Thank you very much. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Gunther is only as good as the opponent he has in the ring. So many people love the match that he did with CM Punk because that was the most technical style of a match that Gunther has ever been involved in since he's been part of the main roster.
Wow.
And that's the God's the honest truth. That's my 2 cents on that from a distance. But from a creative standpoint, I just gave you guys some ideas, and you all can fill in the blanks of your own that's watched the product regularly of, yo, yeah, they did. Look, Paul Heyman and them didn't have to go that far to find themselves another guy. Hell, they can still get themselves another guy
Mm-hmm.
in Karrion Kross. How badass
Mm-hmm.
would that be to have Karrion and Scarlett be part of that Vision stable that as they're calling it or whatever? So, I said this on the Monday show. Karrion's situation reminds me a lot of the actor Jonathan Majors
Mm-hmm.
because we saw how good he was as he who remains second season of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear, oh, he's going to be the big bad villain going, the big bad guy going forward for the Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to see him in Ant-Man Quantumania. And that movie flopped. Put to the side how bad the CGI was.
Mm-hmm.
The script was weak. But because of all the controversy that went down with Jonathan Majors, oh, well, that actor, Kevin Feige, that actor, that guy, the Kane actor, that person. And it's like, damn, you act like he did a Chris Benoit. It's like, okay, okay, that you're not proud of that movie. You're not proud that it bombed. And okay, well, whose fault is that? Because you had the talent.
He's already proven that he can do that.
Right,
So it's not really about him. You want to find place to put blame.
right. So I blame WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Karrion Kross. I look at everything that he's been doing, week in, week out, month in, month out. And I have to ask myself the legit question, has Cross done enough? Did he do enough to warrant? And see, I'm just on the outside looking in, right? I could see some things that would maybe suggest that if I'm WWE, well, his intentions are elsewhere. His attention span is elsewhere. And since he's focused on those things, well, that's okay. We got these other guys over here. Oh, wait, so you really do want this? Oh, well, you were going in these other directions. So you act right. My whole thing. No, 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 no. I don't mind you being successful. If I'm WWE, if I'm a wrestling promoter, I don't mind you doing these other endeavors. Now, I happen to be the type of businessman and all that. Oh, you got a new book? Bet, yo, let's combine. Let's join forces. Let's partner up. Yo, we got the marketing, we got the brand.
Right.
Yo, how about we do a little tour? How about, come on, I want to put some money behind this. Like, WWE's not thinking from that standpoint.
Right.
And they should, because it should be that sorority of, hey, when you're doing good, we all doing good. And when you eating, we all eating. So we gonna help each other out with this one. Not the whole, oh well, we didn't have anything to do with that. So we don't care about that. Right? And then the way some promotions would operate, especially with WWE, oh, you wanna go run off and do that little independent movie? Yeah, okay, well, we'll go get this wrestler over here and we'll go. That's okay. Oh, now you want more TV time. Oh, now you want more promo time. But you were making your little movie over here and you were doing, right?
Okay.
Right? So if I'm Karrion Kross, I'm literally having the conversation that I would be personally having with WWE is, look, if I'm gonna commit to you guys for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I need a firm commitment on, like, what is in the immediate pipeline? How are you guys looking at things for me during the course of, the next 6 months? What are we thinking for the next year? Okay. Where do we hope to be by this certain juncture? Right. I don't want to just sign just to be signing. What exactly is the vision? What do you all see? What can I bring to the table for you?
And how can
Because
you
I
help
know
me?
what I can do, right? I know what I can do. I know what I'm gonna bring to the table. But what are you all willing to, right? That
Right.
way, right? So it's a very interesting situation. But if you want to pick my brain and ask me straight up, like, do I think Karrion Kross is done with WWE? I don't think so. I don't think so. My whole thing is just sit back, enjoy the
Ride the
show,
wave.
ride the wave, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. If you are a fan of Cross, even more the reason why you should be supporting the man, buy his book, all support the man as best as you can, right? Because I promise you, those shirts, those books, the people that show up for his signings when he does them, WWE is going to be looking at all that shit, and they're going to be, oh,
Absolutely.
that's going to be the real. But this is a turn. I think this is how this Karrion Kross thing. I'm gonna say this in closing of Karrion Kross, and this is the reason why I'm going on and on about, because it's so multi-layered. How this situation goes down with Karrion Kross will tell you all you need to know about how Triple H is rolling in this new Paul Levesque era. Because if he does let Karrion Kross walk, there are some McMahonisms that are still at play, which is, well, we didn't make this. And since we didn't have a hand in making this, we don't like this. And that is something that Vince McMahon was notorious for back in the day. So we'll see how this plays. We'll see how this plays out. Also, looks like WWE chose not to renew Ashante the Adonis. He is now a free agent. Ashante the Adonis. You know, what can I say about Ashanti the Adonis? Really not much. I mean, I saw a little bit of his work here and there. I mean, he was okay. Don't get me wrong, he was okay. Um 32 years old, New Jersey. I think he'll be okay. I mean, he still has youth on his side. He's only 32. He's definitely somebody that I've been pretty familiar with from the MCW Pro Wrestling promotion. That's Maryland Championship Wrestling. I know he had a brief little stint in ROH, and he's pretty much been in WWE since 2019 and everything. Did some stuff on 205 Live. I know he had matches against Tyler Breeze, Tony Nese. He was one of the people that was part of Hit Row with Isaiah Swerve Scott, Scott Strickland. Oh, sorry, Swerve Strickland and AEW and everything. I think he will be just fine. I'm honestly surprised that he lasted this long. I know one of the last things that was going on before his exit from WWE, he was with the Meta 4. And oh no, well actually no. He was defeated. Yeah, he was feuding with the Metal 4. Yeah, I'm remembering it right. Sorry about that, guys. The Metal 4, Noam Dar, Oro Mensa, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson. Yeah, he was feuding around with them and everything. He'll be okay. I don't see him just going, well, that's it for me. Guess I'll go do something else. No, I think he's gonna end up. There's Tams again, always fucking around with something between the shows. Put that shit down. Um, let's talk Thunder
You
Rosa.
knew my daddy.
Yeah, but when you do that,
I know I'm being
yeah,
silly.
yeah, but when you do that, so I have a golden rule when it comes to the shows because most of the stuff is in my head, and like I only have like the bullet point of what we're supposed to be talking about. So I don't know what I'm gonna say, and I don't know what Tams is gonna say. But one thing that like always causes disruption is when I see somebody when I'm live on the air, and I'm like live conversation, I'm staring right at them. I can't stand it when a person is taking like little knickknacks and they are just fidgeting with them, because then it throws me off. Especially if it's not quiet fidgeting. If you're just maybe rubbing your fingers together, like that doesn't bother me. If you're fucking around with a Rubik's cube, that doesn't bother me. But if you're doing something where you're taking maybe a pair of scissors, just that little banging, clanging sound that maybe you just heard, or you're maybe taking the pair of scissors and you're clipping them just like this, you're clipping them like that. After a while, it's like, what the fuck was I saying? Could you stop that? It's kind of one of those type of things. Let's talk Thunder Rosa. So Thunder Rosa, unfortunately, there is this wrestling fan on Twitter, and his handle name says it all: unpaid critic. So you already know what he's about. So he posts this thing on social media a couple of days ago where he shows this post of a screenshot of Thunder Rosa. And Thunder Rosa is in her bra and panties. And, basically, it is a cooking with Thunder Rosa, or whatever the hell the name of her show is. Okay. And he has this thing where he does not say it is his personal uh, opinion, but he says something along the lines of, oh, AEW internally are upset with Thunder Rosa's new uh, Patreon series. I'm looking at it right now. AEW internally not happy with wrestler Thunder Rosa's Cooking in My Underwear show. Now, when you read that, you're like, whoa, whoa. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I can just picture like clickbait mofos
Oh yeah.
that would just run with that
Mm-hmm.
and breaking news, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck you, you fake ass mean Gene Okerlund, it's like breaking news, and like it got a lot of comments, it got a lot of engagement, and I was curious if Thunder Rosa like somehow would catch wind and if she was going to respond. As it stands right now, last I checked, she didn't respond. Maybe when you give your 2 cents, I'll double back just to see because I didn't check for today. So this has a decent amount of people, you know. Oh, how could Thunder Rosa? What's wrong with her? And then you have others that's like, oh, AEW, they're just so disgusting. Do they know no bounds? Do they know no level and all that other stuff? And it creates a very interesting question. I think something that I think is worth wrestling with for a couple of minutes is when should it be a case where we just need to mind our own fucking business as fans? And if something does not apply to us, we don't personally care for XYZ of that respected endeavor, then we just quietly move along and just go focus on whatever it is that we do like and all that. Because I look at this right here, and if you want to spin it in a way where you say to me, well, no, there's just fans that care a great deal about Thunder Rosa. Now, I can tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of weird what I just said, but hear me out. I remember when Thunder Rosa, many years back, all she was doing originally was posting like training videos, workout videos. She would do these eating vlog joints. Maybe she'd get her husband and they'd eat a little something, or she'd have a co-wrestling friend, they'd eat a little something, eat and talk. It was almost kind of like what's that joint that Jerry Seinfeld used to do? Comedians getting coffee, or whatever that show was back in the day that he did. It was a really great series. They'd be driving around, then they go get coffee somewhere. Basically,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
basically Thunder Rosa's was kind of doing her own version of that,
Mm-hmm.
but with wrestlers. And a lot of people had appreciated that. And for a lot of people, Thunder Rosa has been a pioneer in women's wrestling. A lot of people have appreciated her contributions to women's wrestling. So a lot of people are heartbroken that she's gone from all that type of content to, okay, I'm going to be in my bra and panties and I'm going to be showing this you know, and although it's not full blown nudity,
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to say it's softcore porn, yes, without a doubt, it's softcore porn.
Mm-hmm.
But all these people, this is what I don't understand. All these people that are in a uproar, well, wait a minute here. I hate to burst your bubble, people. I hate to burst your bubble here. But she's been doing this particular series since at least March of this year, if not sooner. So I'm sorry if you're late to the table, okay? But she's been serving that dinner for a few months now. All right? Furthermore, I can take it a step back even before that. She's been posting softcore images for some years now. At least a couple of years, at least 3. You can see her in her lingerie and whatever little female wrestling buddy she has come along with her. They're in their lingerie, or they're in these nice little, swimsuits and hitting all these nice little sexual poses. And that's something that she has been leaning heavily to for the past couple of years. So if it's a situation where you really haven't been checking out Thunder Rosa in a good minute, then yeah, you're probably going to look at it and go, whoa, that's like a hard 180 for you. But to somebody that is relatively staying connected to her throughout social media, and you're aware of all the content that she's putting out there, it's been a then it's been a slow progression. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
slow transition. So that's where we are with this whole Thunder Rosa situation. So I've set it up perfectly for you because I know you don't watch AEW, and the only way you know what's going on with AEW is if I tell you what's going on in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on with Thunder Rosa. Keep in mind she is a regular host for the panel Busted Open on Sirius XM with Dave LaGreca and them. So she's getting some type of money over there.
Mm-hmm.
Last I had heard, I believe, and y'all can correct me, Chad, if I'm wrong, but last I had saw, unless it's changed, she was providing Spanish commentary for some of the AEW shows. Unless that's changed, then I'm trying to think. She is out on injury right now. She revealed, I think, last month that she's out. She didn't disclose what exactly is going on or the timetable of when she's going to be back. So, of course, you can definitely recognize, look, homegirl got to do what a homegirl got to do to bring in the bread.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so I've set that up perfectly. You, as a female wrestling fan, as a wrestling fan, as a female, have at it. Go
So I guess
uninterrupted.
my first question
Mm,
is this guy that posted about it.
hmm
Is he a subscriber of hers?
That's what I'm wondering because the image that he shares, it's like, wait a minute. The only way you can get that
Mm-hmm.
image is if you are a Patreon member yourself, or it's a situation where somebody is maybe the Patreon. That's like the only way, because when I was dibbling and dabbing in Patreon content, I still do dip in Patreon content, but I mainly have my Patreon set up so that anybody that just wants to support the shows. They just want to, hey Lee, I know expenses can be a little, and they want to help us out, from time to time. Like nobody, saying, look, once you give us your money for that month, you are locked in forever. No, it's like if you just want to kick in a one-time thing, you can set it up that way. But anybody that's interested, patreon.com/RCWR show. Cheap plug. Yeah, and learn from the best, Mick Foley. But the way the content is set up when it's locked, you don't see no image, none of that stuff. You usually just get a default friendly image
Mm-hmm.
that So like, let's say for example, if okay, I'll since I did my thing with Thunder Rosa, I'll use me as an example. Let's say I'm wearing an afro and I got on an apron and I got nothing on. And it's basically hot dogs with Lee Sanders. And I'm showing off a nice big old piece of my thigh in that cooking apron and everything, right? But that is a Patreon joint that is behind a paywall.
Mm-hmm.
So when I share that URL, this is what I need people to home in on. When I share that URL, you're not gonna see that thumbnail of me with the afro apron showing my big old thigh. No, instead, you're gonna see my default Patreon image if I set one where maybe it's me, and I'm I don't know. I took a picture with my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the default image you're gonna see. So the only way you're gonna be like, "Ooh, Lee posted a real scandalous pic there," is if you actually were watching it,
Mm-hmm.
you're subscribed, you're watching it, and you did shift, command, screenshot that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this looks like, as you can see, this is a straight up, oh, somebody did some screenshot shit right here. So to answer your first question.
Okay. So I guess I'm going to wrestle with that first. Is if you have a fans only account, and it is behind a paywall. It's not like it's for everybody to see. You essentially have the people there that are paying to be there. And it almost brings up the question of that person's rights behind that paywall in reference to sharing that outside. Because he knew by sharing that, that would really get eyes on his product. Because let's be honest, most people are going to pay for something behind a paywall that is interesting to them and it's not wrestling. So basically, for lack of better phrases, sex sells. Whether it's bra and panties, whether it's showing some other stuff, either way, sex sells. Because I can promise you that if you had the same cooking show with Thunder Rosa and that girl had a fully clothed thing and an apron, you probably wouldn't subscribe to that one. But the same scenario and girlfriend got on bra and panties, not saying it's right, saying that's just the way society is. Bra and panties and the scenes that you would see in that versus she was fully clothed. I mean, that in itself, most people are going to come out of their pocket for the latter, especially dudes. So number one point, she should probably have some type of disclaimer
And she probably does.
on
defend her.
right.
Yeah.
Basically this cannot be shared, this cannot be screenshotted. All violators will be kicked out of my, paywall, so on and so forth. That's number one. Number two, if you're doing something, so it really does, it's very borderline conflict of interest. Because yes, you are an independent contractor. And you own the rights to your name and likeliness. But here's the problem, is when you are in a contract with a company, they also have a huge part in your name and likeliness and what you put out.
Let me touch on that, because I wasn't gonna bring it up till much later, but that is a perfect setup that you just gave me from a legality contractual standpoint. Your man did do some research. Okay. Now, AEW typically signs talents like Thunder Rosa to a multi-year guaranteed contract. And Rosa signed hers with AEW back in 2021. Now, the payments, unless it's structured differently, the payments are not a lump sum. Wrestlers are paid in AEW in regular installments, bi-weekly or monthly throughout their contract term. The base salary is guaranteed regardless of match appearances, including during injury time. Okay? So extra earnings, pay-per-view bonuses, merchandise royalties, special appearances, travel allowances. Maybe that is possibly what's affected if maybe you're out on injury for an extended period of time or whatever. But you could also look at that and say, hey, as far as like bringing in some extra money, it could come from that area without a doubt. So what you're touching upon is from a moral and exclusivity standpoint. You guys got to forgive me because like I have my aligners on. It's actually time for me to take them off, be honest with you, but I'll probably pop them out in a little bit. Anyway, so contracts are, they often include morals clauses or public image clauses prohibiting
Mm-hmm.
conduct that could bring the
Mm-hmm.
company into disrepute or harm brand reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Exclusivity and approval clauses may require company sign off for certain outside ventures, especially adult learning content. Now, AEW's enforcement is generally looser
Mm-hmm.
than WWE's as long as no AEW IP
Mm-hmm.
is used without permission,
Okay.
content is not pornographic, no
Okay.
sponsor or network objections arise. So, if you want to talk about, okay, well, is Thunder Rosa safe? Well, I mean, yeah, for all intents and purposes, because I mean, there's no credible reports or internal leaks that suggest AEW has an issue with her Patreon series, contrary to what this Twitter user
Is that
is putting out there. And he really should have put in there personal opinion or
mm-hmm.
opinion.
some form of disclaimer? But see,
Right.
here's the thing: is he could with without. I mean, basically, what he wanted, he got. He got
Yeah.
clickbait,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and that's what he wanted.
Clickbaited.
Without,
Bullshit clickbaited at its finest.
yeah, and without, if he had to put that disclaimer there, then essentially he might not have gotten as many clicks
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of that disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if anything, she may have gotten a nice little tap on the wrist, kind of like, yeah, don't do that again. But that's that's not something we know about. That's probably not something we'll ever know about.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that being a huge deal.
No, especially from the standpoint of AEW, they allow other females like Sky Blue. Sky Blue, who, oh my God, shout out to Julian. Every time I hear Julian bring this up, I bust a hearty gut. Julian still brings up to this day. It's very rare, but I lose my shit when he brings it up. So he's told me how, and others, how he went to cover some event and he met Sky Blue. It was some wrestling
Mm-hmm.
event, and he met Sky Blue. And he was telling me how there was a bunch of horny ass, like old dudes that were like late 40s to like almost early 60s
Wow.
that were in Sky Blue's line. Yeah, and Sky Blue at the time was like 22. And there were like all
Oh
these
my.
old fucks in line, and I'm just like, and I said, dude, maybe somebody just really is a fan of her work. And he was like, Lee.
And the funny thing is, I can see the facial expression on Julian's face when he just said that.
He's like, Lee. He's like, come on, dog.
Yeah, be real.
He's like, your ass ain't standing in line for no Sky Blue. He's like, come on, you know better. I said, yeah, I know better. I was like, if I see her in passing, I'll probably say, hey, fan of your work, appreciate you. You know, I was like, but yeah, I'm not gonna be waiting in line to no. Like, I'd rather go give my money to Kozusuke Okada or, Trish Stratus or
Oh yeah, no,
you know.
no. For Lee, that he would wait in line for Trish Stratus. Yes.
I'm gonna do the John Amos for Trish Stratus. So for those of you that know, there's a classic episode of Good Times where John Amos, there's some woman that like comes by, and every time this woman comes by to visit or whatever, it wasn't Winona, it wasn't her. It was some episode where John Amos he kept like sucking his gut in and pulling up his
Yeah, it
belt.
was some. Oh no, no. So the lady came in. It was actually a lady that was posing for JJ, and JJ is the son who's an artist.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so, and she was very, very pretty.
yeah.
And And it's actually one of my more favorite episodes, especially with the watch. When he's like,
Yeah.
if I'm lying, let this watch stop right now. And sure enough, it did.
Yeah.
But anyway, and yes, basically, whenever he would say something with a straight face, it would end with a, yeah, you full of shit.
Lord
Good
have mercy.
episode, but
That
yes.
was a good episode. But yeah, Sky Blue. She's a talent that has public modeling and definitely some suggestive stuff that's going on there, but she has not faced any repercussions whatsoever. So definitely you can make an argument that AEW allows
Yeah.
personal monetization projects that don't cross into explicit territory or conflict with corporate
Right.
partnerships,
Right.
sponsors and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So unless the content turns explicit, uses AEW branding without approval,
Mm-hmm.
or triggers sponsor network backlash, 9 times out of 10 AEW ain't gonna do
Right.
anything.
But if people, no offense, but if participants or Patreon members don't try to get over on somebody by saying that this is scandalous or whatever have you, and basically just enjoy the show, ain't gonna be no problem.
Right.
I mean, however people make their money, as long as it's not, basically committing a crime, what's the problem? Apparently, there's plenty of other dudes, people enjoying her stuff.
You said enjoying her stuff. Come to Butthead.
Shut up, Beavis.
Babies, your balls are dirty. Go wash them. Oh shit. So yeah, Thunder Rosa, like, okay in my book. Look, I respect my friends, my brothers and sisters that's in the podcasting world, and I get where they're coming from, because a lot of them are longtime Thunder Rosa fans, and they're like, this is so sad to see her, and she is like the face for women's wrestling, and she's stooping to these levels. Like, this is beneath her. Why is she? And a lot of people feel like, yo, if this was a case where she would have gone to WWE in a timely manner, 9 times out
Mm-hmm.
of 10, she would not be doing that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but say, yeah, I agree. But look, I'm like this. As long as you're not harming anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and it don't involve no cocaine and whatever, like, God bless you, do what you got to do. And she is keeping in mind the way that she's operating. She does have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So look, everybody could talk a good game until they're in that position where,
And they gotta pay bills.
oh my God, I got a kid and I got to pay
Mm-hmm.
bills. What am I going to do? Because I'm not trying to go rob a bank. I'm not trying to sell drugs.
Right.
So, I ain't trying to get into no illegal trafficking. So, what am I going to do for money?
Mm-hmm.
Like, legit money. What am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about having your thumb on that pulse and following those respected trends.
And that trend is very hot right now.
Right. Trust me, I have seen my fair look, I'll say this and then we'll move on. I have seen my fair share of females over the years
Mm-hmm.
that have tried to talk about wrestling because they feel that, hey, I'm a wrestling fan, just like some
Mm-hmm.
of my male counterparts. But I feel that I have a really good voice, a really good perspective. I have a lot that
Mm-hmm.
I can bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it's so sad. They're only getting, 15 views a
Mm-hmm.
video, and and they know they're making really good points and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, they see whatever on TikTok or Twitch or whatever. Oh man, she's got her tits, way out
Mm-hmm.
there. And well, it's been a long time since I had my favorite drink. I lick my lips, and think about the taste. Baby, it's just a taste that drives me insane the bits. Cause all I wanna do is stick my face in between your. At least I censored.
And see, here's why people will subscribe versus not subscribe when she's in an apron and fully dressed.
Exactly. As you know, she's seeing these Twitch videos and she's like, oh, so that's what sells. And the next thing you know, she's like, oh, well, let me put some makeup on. Let me put some roller curlers on. You know, let me put up a push-up bra and, you know, plat out, dinner for four. And, you know, the next thing you know, she's raking in the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's raking in the money.
Mm-hmm.
But like legit guys, I have seen female, I won't mention any names, but I have seen female, you know, chicks, YouTube personalities, social media personalities that were talking wrestling. The views wasn't working. They were being too wordy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they just decided, oh my God, that was cool, wasn't it? And they're bouncing their little tits or big tits up and down. You know, oh, Jeremy likes water splashes. Thank you for your super chat. You know, and
He makes us sound like such dumbasses.
it's not all. Hashtag cancel Lee. Breaking news. Lee said that all women are dumbasses. Hashtag cancel Lee Sanders. That's not what I said. It's not all of you.
Oh,
It's not all of you.
not all of you.
It's not all
so
of you.
Means it's some of you.
Well,
He'll be right back after this segment after he digs his foot out of his mouth.
So, let's talk.
Other news.
In other news, let's talk Joey Ryan.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Joey Ryan is back in the news and not in a good way. Apparently, Joey Ryan tried to make another comeback.
No pun intended.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know about Joey Ryan, back in the day, Joey Ryan was this insane wrestler. He had a vintage kind of throwback homage look to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he reminded me of the wrestler, just a miniature version. And I tried telling him this the one time that I interviewed him. More on that later. Okay? It was a long, long time ago, way before all the stupid shit happened. But I told him during the interview, I said, yeah, you remind me a lot of the Magnum TA character. But what came out of my mouth was Magnum PI.
Right.
But now that I was thinking about it, because some people try to
very
correct
much
me,
so.
right? Some people try to correct me on that, and it was like, oh well, I just kind of stumbled upon that. Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it, he reminds me of
Yeah.
Magnum TA and Magnum PI. So there you go. And I
Agreed.
started running with that ever since because it was legit. So he would have this gimmick where basically his penis was his superpower, and like he would take your hand. At some point during the match, he'd put your hand on his crotch, and then he would just, with his hands out in the air, he'd go, whoa! And he basically would flip you over with his dick, right? I think he would call the move penis flip or, you know, penis power, whatever the hell he was calling it. So, this dude got canceled many years back because there were a lot of women that had came forward and they basically were saying, yo, I was sexually assaulted by this dude, and I know he was doing meet and greets back in the day where for X amount of money and women only you could touch his dick.
Mm-hmm.
One of those went wrong because it turns out one of the girls was legit a girl. She was underage, and it was like, whoa. And so as a result of that, they started doing ID checks for meet and greets, making sure that, yeah, it's just understand something, people, and I'm not proud to be part of this moment in media history when because it probably sounds stupid as fuck now that you guys are hearing this, but believe it or not, this is what was really popular back in the day. I mean, this guy before Orange Cassidy. Joey Ryan and Tams can attest to this. Joey Ryan was the Orange Cassidy
Mm-hmm.
back in his respected day. I mean, he was just, everybody wants you, and that was the case with him.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So all this stuff that had went down with the allegations, I mean, he got canceled quick. I still remember the awkward, and it's probably saved on my desktop somewhere. But I remember he did this hour-long video, and we talked about it here on the show. He did this hour-long video where he was trying to address these allegations. And I promise you,
Probably is on the computer.
I promise you, dude set himself on fire the longer he kept talking. Because the very first thing that comes out of his mouth in the first 5 minutes, my lawyer
I did
had
not
advised
have
me.
sex with that woman.
My lawyer advised me I should not. Well, yeah, dumbass, you probably should listen to your lawyer then. And then from there, he just proceeds to put his foot in his mouth. It was just, and somebody likely has it, but they probably won't share it because they're not trying to get into any type of legal trouble with
Mm-hmm.
with Ryan and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the most cringe-worthiest thing that I remember ever coming across, and it just made me go, I can't believe I interviewed this guy. And again, I interviewed this guy. I think at the time that I interviewed him, I believe I interviewed him wasn't around TNA gut check time or maybe
Yeah.
right after he had got a
I
TNA
think you
contract.
were. I think you had been on the air or you've been doing the show for probably 3 years.
You know how you've been hearing a lot of people say, man, that Joey Ryan is an asshole. And they've talked about some of the encounters that they've had with him. Stevie Richards told a really great story about his interactions with him. Go check that out. Look, I might have not met Joey Ryan, but the one time that I had him on the show, and we've interviewed many people over the years. We haven't done anything in the past couple of years, mainly because of my college schedule and everything. But when things start freeing up again, I'm definitely looking to get back on the saddle again for sure. For sure, we're gonna update that resume. But I could tell you, in all the years that I've interviewed people, Joey Ryan behind the scenes. Oh my God. It was like night and day. It was like night and day. The guy I was talking to behind the scenes before the interview, very quiet. Um, you had to literally pull conversation out of him. He seems very, to me at that time, he seemed very, there's shy, and then there's, okay, what's going on here? What? And to know what I know now, it really makes me wonder,
Hmm.
Y-
I'm sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but he was giving me creep vibes back then.
Mm-hmm.
He was giving me creep vibes back then. He was, don't get me wrong, folks, he was respectful in our conversations behind the scenes, but there was this weird aura that was about him that he was giving me bad vibes. And I just remember at that point, it was like, let me just hurry up, get this interview out the way, because I just want to be done. And I think we ended up talking to him for like maybe 25 minutes or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, because the plan was to talk to him for like about 45 minutes to an hour, but like, The vibes he was giving me, it was like, okay, well, we're already here. Let me just do the damn thing. I'll be done with it, and then that'll be the end of that, right?
Right.
So cancel culture got to Joey Ryan, and yeah, there is a thing called innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Totally agree with that. But man, all these people that were these women that were saying what they were saying. Now, from a legality standpoint, basically the accusers,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't show up to court. I guess they feared whatever, and they didn't show up, so nothing happened to Joey Ryan. So Joey Ryan decided, hey, I'm gonna get back out there in the wrestling world, and they canceled his ass right there on the spot once they found out. I think this is now his. It's almost like he's a groundhog. It's almost like he tries popping up every 2 years. And it's like, nah, nigga, we still remember your ass, and he disappears for another 2 years, and then he tries again. This guy, if I'm not mistaken, Chad, I think he's 45 years old. 45 years old. He tried to make another comeback. So he tried hooking up with the Portland Wrestling Reborn promotion on August 23rd. And the
Semi-befitting, since apparently this time he thinks he found Jesus.
yes, apparently he found Jesus. Why is it, motherfuckers? Every time I turn around, when they do something wrong, like even Al Green, it's not the hot grits. It's not the hot grits to your back. Nah, that should make you, because it could have been hot grits on your dick. No. That's not gonna be enough to make you, go and see the light. And no, everybody always gotta go to Jesus whenever the shit don't hit the fan. Jesus. I'm reminded of Steve Martin as the Reverend, that fake Reverend. What was the name of that movie? That's gonna bother me now. I love that movie.
It's not Bullfinger, is it?
No. Steve Martin, he played a con artist Reverend. Damn, that's gonna bother me now. Anyway, every time I turn around, Jesus. Oh my God, Jesus. I found Jesus. I went to Mecca. I found Jesus. It's like y'all be finding Jesus in the weirdest places at the most convenient motherfucking time. I tell you what, seriously. Anyway, this nigga talking about he found Jesus. He's on the redemption path, and whatever. I just want to wrestle for the Lord. Trying to wrestle for Portland Wrestling Reborn on August 22nd. And the owner for the promotion was catching heat left and right, and he's defending his position, and no, everybody deserves another chance. Well, social media really got the best of this dude. He wanted the smoke. He thought he could handle the smoke. He caved to the smoke, and he basically was like, "Yeah, well, we went on ahead. We canceled Joey Ryan's flight, and we pulled him from the event entirely." Meanwhile, Prestige Wrestling, they quickly organized a rival safe space show dubbed FJR, scheduled the same night in Portland, where all proceeds will be going to charity. For anybody that is interested in that. So it really brings about an interesting question right now, which is in regards to Joey Ryan. It is something to wrestle with of a situation here. Is it ever time for people to move on? Is it a case where innocent till proven guilty, but the accusers didn't show up? Like, you understand where I'm getting at here, right? Because like, if you're asking me straight up, Lee, what say you? I'm telling you straight up. Make no mistake about it. I'm telling y'all asses straight up. I think that motherfucker is guilty. Every single time he has had an opportunity to speak, he has just dug himself deeper and deeper into a hole that makes me go, I can't trust a damn thing you're saying. You come off more like you are still part of the problem and you're not trying to be a part of the solution. Uh, as far as lacking accountability and all that goes, like, yeah, I'm not. No, seems like it's a coming from a place that's not of sincerity. So for me, I'm not seeing enough.
Well, in reference to what I've heard on and off throughout the years, in reference to Joey Ryan, I can't speak to his guilt or innocence, but what I can say is when you keep hearing the same story over and over and over again, in reference to throughout the years, there's probably something to it. And when you literally work with other dudes, work with women, because there is a women's section of any wrestling promotion, it's almost like the best reference I can give it is literally taking a recovering crackhead to a crack house.
Yeah.
You put them in the situation and the scenario, they're going to go back to it.
Yeah. You know, he tried to get a job at Disney the first rodeo.
It
He was probably working at Disneyland
is a
for
small world after all.
he was working at Disneyland, I don't even think barely 3 months, and the wrestling community was like, wait, you hired this nigga?
So now,
And they got him
he's
fired.
not just an abuser, he's a pedophile too? No.
They got him fired.
Good.
They got him fired.
Good.
Ay, 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 ay. Just crazy. I weighed in on the WWE ESPN deal. How much do you know? And
Not much.
you don't know.
No.
So it's a $1.6 billion deal for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you this earlier in the week. It was a clusterfuck from a PR standpoint because the initial report that was put out there, and it was by TKO, and the main selling point was, oh, $30 a month. And you're like, whoa, so we're
You're going from
essentially,
paying 12 to 30?
yeah, and it was like, whoa. And so myself, many other reputable podcasters, we're literally just the press release.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we've done this so much over the years. My black ass alone, I've done, like, okay, it's directly from the horse's mouth. Okay, like, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever was in charge of putting that press release together, they just, boy, did they fumble that big time. Because what they really should have been covering at the top was, hey, look, not for nothing, but if you have this going on, it's either going to be free or you're only going to need to add it on for maybe the small little additional cost of money. And just within 48 hours, information just changed drastically. So now we have the definitive, okay, here's where everything stands with the WWE, ESPN situation and all that. And basically, in a nutshell, give me a second here, because I actually got all the info for you guys. That way, if it's a case where you're not with one of these respective providers, you can get with a provider that will hook you up and everything. So look, ESPN's new streaming service, which is going to be launching August 21st, break this down for you. Simple, very simple. They've got an unlimited plan that includes all ESPN linear channels, digital content, WWE upcoming live events, PLEs, starting in 2026. So going to ESPN, all the PLEs, including WrestleMania 2026, everything starts
Mm-hmm.
pretty much March of 2026. 29.99 a month or $299.99 a year. There's also a introductory bundle offering Disney and Hulu Plus included for the first year at the unlimited price. And then you have a select plan, essentially the current ESPN Plus tier, $11.99 a month. That will be covering archived ESPN Plus content, but not including WWE PLEs. So make sure
Mm-hmm.
y'all home in on that. Now, as far as access for pay TV subscribers, if you already get ESPN through providers such as DirecTV, Hulu Live, Charter, Fubo TV, or Verizon Files, you'll get authenticated access to the new ESPN streaming service at no additional cost. Those of you all that's left out in the cold, like my ass, YouTube TV, Xfinity subscribers. Let me continue before you jump in on there. So, what does this mean for the rest of the year? All right. So, in order to continue to enjoy yourself and all that with your WWE content, all that good stuff. So, you already know about Peacock, which is until the end of the year. Current home of WWE premium live events and the library content. Pricing as of 2025. Premium $10.99 a month. Premium Plus ad free $16.99 a month. NBCU select tier, that's at $7.99 a month and is being trialed, but it doesn't include live sports like WWE program. And then add on top of that what you're doing in 2025 currently for your Netflix, which is the exclusive home for Monday Night Raw. You're looking at $9.99 to $20 a month for Netflix, depending on the plan. Okay. Now, when you break all of that down, if you're like me and you're going, so wait a minute, if I need to kind of jump ship and hook up with somebody that is going to give me my WWE PLEs in 2026 through authentication, Hulu plus live TV TAMS, $82.99 a month. That's Hulu with ads and live TV.
Damn.
Meanwhile, Fubu Pro, you're looking at $84 a month. Direct TV via internet, that's $84 a month, and that's just for the base plan. Verizon Fios, $119 to $139 a month. Spectrum Charter TV Select Signature, you're looking at $100 a month. Could be regularly $120. Really depends on the market. And again, YouTube TV, Comcast Xfinity, Dish, Sling, Cox. It looks like right now those guys are not part of that WWE ESPN joint for 2026. So that's where everything is.
Wow. So I don't remember exactly what show, but we did a wrestling with the topics within the last year, talking about the future of cable. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, me and or Lee basically said a lot of your future shows are going to go behind a paywall. Well, it sounds like we're here.
Mm, mm.
So I know that they are with doing the $9.99 a month, even for as many subscribers as you have at $9.99 a month, you're still losing money because, people like myself and Lee, and even, up to, the 2000s, remember, those pay-per-views alone were somewhere between $40 to $80 per pay-per-view. And it seems to me like they're going back to that in reference to, okay, basically, we'll give you the pay-per-view and you can pay the $30 for it per month, with the rest of the mess being free.
Mm.
$30 a month is pretty steep for one streaming platform,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion. And then you also then, to watch Raw, you've got to have a Netflix subscription.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another 15 to $20. So now that $30 turns into more like 50, 55,
Mm-hmm.
depending on your plan with Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
For one promotion, that's steep.
Especially if, depending on your provider, you don't get A&E and you're trying to watch those new episodes of Biography, Legends, Wanted Treasures, whatever other show, LFG, whatever else they got going on,
Yeah.
then it keeps going up.
And then it keeps going up.
Yeah.
So not only are you paying your cable provider, just say you still have Fios or now obviously some of that is encompassed if you have Fios or DirecTV. But say you don't, you're still going to have a provider that gives you the access to those things. Like a Hulu, like a, Fubu or what have you. So then there's that. We shall see. But they're one would almost say that they're trying to price themselves right out of the entertainment. But I don't think we're anywhere close to that right now, because WWE is still pretty white hot. So they're going to command that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get it. They're going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
They may not get as much. Now, is there an option for paying for the pay-per-view separately with the new ESPN?
Paying for the pay-per-view separately
Like,
through ESPN?
right. Like doing a base monthly thing, and then, oh, well, if I want to see this pay-per-view this month, can it be done in a separate cost? Or basically they just have to up their monthly pay-in to that $30?
I'm not going to lie to you, because it was such a clusterfuck. I do not know.
Okay.
I do not know. But the way this kind of comes off, right now is either you already have the stuff that's already in place so you can be grandfathered in at no additional cost, or you're going to have to pay essentially the $30. Myself and many others, we're now like going, you know what? VPN.
Yeah, and if you can get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because eventually I have a feeling that some of these people are going to be stopping that because of all the money that they're losing.
Watch wrestlingstreams.org. I mean, all them joints, they about to boom. Business about to be booming again. Business about to be booming again for them. I'm telling you that right now. Business about to be booming again for them. Let's see. I got some sad news. Let's kind of switch it up a little bit. Talk a little entertainment. I got some sad news to report to you guys. Bruce Willis. For those of you that grew up on the man and everything, it's not looking good for him, as it's possible. I don't know. It could be maybe 3 more years. 5 is really, really pushing it. So let me kind of get you guys caught up to speed in case you all are not aware. Recent public health updates on Bruce Willis. Of course, he was diagnosed a couple of years back with frontotemporal dementia. the family's role in care, including support from ex-wife Demi Moore and current wife Emma Hemming Willis, the public appearances and rare social media updates. You've seen some of those. That's
Yeah,
been
they're becoming
happening.
fewer and far
Few,
between
yeah,
because just in what kind of tagging on what Lee is saying, they were all over the place a year ago. Like on my social media feed, on a weekly to every other day basis, on him out and about, him having a birthday celebration or family gathering or something like that. And now it's just like radio silent.
yeah. From all the stuff that's being put out there right now, it would appear that besides no longer able to talk, now there's reports that he is immobile. So, they now have to physically move him around. Uh, I believe I read that he needs assistance with eating. And, this form of dementia, it's so bad. He is now suffering what happened with veteran actor Peter Falk, Columbo, towards the end of his respected life, where Peter Falk didn't remember ever being an actor, didn't even remember that he played Columbo for so many years. Bruce Willis does not ever recall being an actor. So that is currently what's going on with the former Die Hard, Pulp Fiction, Sixth Sense actor. Quite sad. Quite sad what's going on. And from what I had researched, they basically said that at this point, with how aggressive this particular form of dementia has been for him, um, it's a case where 6 years is really, really pushing it, but it's somewhere between 3 to 4 years. 5 is being very nice.
Yeah.
I was reading up on how it gets to a point where as a family the difficult decision has to be made. Okay, when does it start being about keeping this person alive no matter what, and at the same time we're kind of being selfish because we can't let this person go, to okay, well, let's make this final little bit of time that this person has left the most comfortable as possible. And that's pretty much when you go into hospice mode, because apparently just the stuff that I learned about when the feeding tube is brought in, because like if they once they lose that reflex to, oh, food's in my mouth,
Yeah,
I
they don't
automatically,
remember how to eat.
once that goes, they then have to either put a tube down their throat or
Or in their
they are
stomach.
surgically
In
in.
their stomach.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So basically, in reference to, obviously we certainly don't know what his wishes were as far as in that time frame, but with dementia in any form, generally the effects are the same. It might be a little bit, a couple tweaks here and there, but eventually it really is all about loss. And day by day, week by week, the memory and what you were continues to diminish. It's actually quite sad. But once you lose the ability and to remember how to eat, it's not long. Obviously, there are supplements that can happen, like Lee said, doing a feeding tube either through the stomach or, through the mouth. Not mouth, but through the nose, but generally it's through the stomach.
mhm.
So there's that. But guys, not pulling any punches, after a while, they also forget how the body actually forgets how to do the daily functions. And this isn't just eating. This is breathing. This is everything. So I agree with Lee. I would be shocked if it was another 3 years. I'd say 2.
It's a sad way to go out.
It is.
For anybody,
It
but
is.
definitely for somebody that's been an '80s pop icon
Mm-hmm.
figure, blockbuster figure like he.
Mm-hmm.
That's a sad way
Mm-hmm.
to go out.
It is.
You know.
And it's really hard for the family, guys,
Yeah.
because to watch that daily progression and know what's happening and you can't do a thing about it, nothing to stop it. All you have to do is you're really just a spectator and a caretaker. So,
Definitely wish him and that family the very best. Yeah, definitely. If there's a family you all should be sending some prayers to, and the Bruce Willis name resonates with you and your family, definitely say a prayer for them, because that's pretty rough what they're going through, man.
yeah, yeah, for
On a
sure.
little bit on a lighter note, entertainment news wise, Fantastic Four seems that they have passed the $430 million take in worldwide. Looks like they're now eyeing to end their box office run somewhere between 490 million to 510 million. So they have pretty much broken even, all things considered, and then some, because their budget was 200
Ouch.
plus $1 million.
Yeah, surpassed it by over half.
Right. So not a flop, but
Oh, no, I wouldn't call that a flop.
not a flop. It definitely warrants a sequel.
Yeah,
It definitely warrants a sequel. Um,
I could see a sequel from that. I actually enjoyed it.
yeah.
I thought it was really well put together. Um, and could certainly see a sequel for sure.
Yeah. I can see it happening too. I could
Hmm.
definitely. I love the movie. I mean, if you want to break down who had the better script and who was tapping into the better source material, Fantastic Four. But there were many points in the movie where I will admit, okay, the pacing, is
Hmm.
too wordy,
A little
a
slow.
little slow. But you
Hmm.
know what? That's literally anybody that ever picked up a Fantastic Four comic book as a kid. That's literally how it was.
Hmm. For the
That's
comics.
literally how it was back in the day.
Hmm.
So I thought they captured it good. But as far as who had more action, oh,
Hmm.
Superman.
Oh yeah.
Superman. Now, Superman was a little bit of a clusterfuck, but it was a fun clusterfuck.
True.
It was definitely a fun clusterfuck. Speaking of Superman, 45 days after its theatrical release, it is getting a digital release on August 26th.
Oh wow.
Yeah, very, very quick.
Hmm.
Very quick. So you guys might want to hit the Amazon and a couple of other outlets and get the hookup in there already. Let's talk, as we get ready to wind down, let's talk DC for a little bit. Um, let's talk about Monday. It's going to be a big day here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. President Trump is going to be giving a announcement where he essentially is probably most likely going to declare that Washington, D.C. it's so riddled with crime and infested crime and disgusting crime and shit ton of crime that he's got to activate the National Guard, and his legal team is currently looking into what legal loopholes that is available to them so they can overtake the DC Council. So DC Metropolitan Police, their data is showing that crime has gone down by 26% compared to previous years. We've heard from a decent amount of DC residents, some friends, some colleagues, strangers. That's like, Yo, no different than any other city. What the hell? Meanwhile, you talk to those that are mourning the loss. I think about that one granddad that lost his 3-year-old granddaughter to gun violence some weeks back. He welcomes this change because his whole thing is, look, if they really don't have the resources, the police that is, if they really don't have the resources to be everywhere and have a mainstay of a presence, if it's a resource issue and everything, then maybe it's good that we're gonna start having the National Guard be. So you've had some time to marinate on it, because you really kind of got the skinny overnight, because we both saw the same news report and everything. So now it's the day after. What's your thoughts?
Um, the funny thing is as you were talking about this scenario, I was starting to think back. I mean, not that I've watched the news like that a lot in the last couple of months, but when I do, I don't hear as much as I used to about DC
Mm-hmm.
in reference to crime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, Um, well, for me, I'm trying to keep personal opinion to myself. I do find it very odd that the mayor has not said anything,
Well, hold that thought,
or at
because
least
I knew
at,
you were gonna
at
go
that
there.
at the last I heard, she had not.
I knew you were going to go there. I'm prepared for you. DC Mayor, and shout out to Mark C. Graves of NBC Washington 4. DC Mayor Bowser expresses concerns that Donald Trump could activate National Guard. They're not law enforcement. This is a direct quote. They're not law enforcement. It's not efficient use. The presence being proactive in communities that can feel harassed and attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Officials have to act in a constitutional way.
I agree with her point because one could feel like they're under a microscope versus being helped. And I do believe that there, might need to be some additional law enforcement, but you still can't be everywhere all the time. Even if you do have the National Guard there, you still can't be everywhere at all times. And to be honest with you, although some of the ideas seem interesting enough, but is it really going to be carried out in the right way? Number one. Number two, I'm sorry. I really think that this is an overreaction because of who got attacked. I don't think you would have the amount of coverage and talk if it was just an ordinary Joe.
Well, you know me, guys. I'm a stats kind of guy. So I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm looking at particularly DC crime over the last 5 years. Now, in 2020, we had 198 homicides, which pretty much is a baseline pre spike level, right? In 2021, homicides went up to 226. So obviously, that's a continued elevation.
Mm-hmm.
2022, we had 203 homicides. So if you want to look at
Mm-hmm.
that and say, okay, kind of stabilized, but still not quite good.
Mm-hmm.
2023, well, we really hit it out of the park as mofos was just dying left and right. 274 homicides.
Mm.
In 2024, we had somewhere between 187 to 190 homicides. So break that down. You're looking at about a
percent.
35% drop from 2023. And in 2025, we've had 99 homicides. So that is a minus 12%. And overall, you're looking at 22 to 26% down
Hmm.
from the previous year in 2024. So,
And the interesting part about that is in the stats that you're just reading, we were in the midst of COVID
hmm
at that time,
hmm
between 2020 and 2023.
hmm
So, damn, number one.
hmm
And number two, from 2024 to 3 to 2024, it was like almost half.
right,
So, what the hell?
right. Now I'm looking at the preliminary 2025 crime data from the DC police change versus 2024. I'm seeing violent crime total. Yeah, I see they're down 26%. Homicides, that's down 12%. Mentioned earlier, going from
Mm-hmm.
112 to 99.
Mm-hmm.
Sexual abuse is down by 49%. Assault with dangerous weapons, 20%. Robbery is down 28%. Burglary is down 19%. Property crime, that's down 4%. All crime combined is down by 7%. So, I mean, the bottom line, it's shaping up to be a great year of improvement in DC from violent and property crimes, including homicides, which is
Mm-hmm.
down significantly. But you wouldn't know that based on what is being put out there. And
Mm-hmm.
despite the fact that there's a decent amount of juvenile assaults and arrests, that's usually tied to carjacking and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Many of those crimes are also on the down as well. So it's very interesting to just hear this data. And speaking of carjackings, carjackings fell by nearly 50% in 2024. Violent crime in total decreased 35% from 2023 to 2024. In 2024 alone, that marked the lowest level of violent crime in DC in over 30 years, with major reductions in homicide, robberies, assaults with weapons, and armed carjacking. So, I mean,
Okay. So, stats guy,
okay,
go for the same year, not the same 5 years, but the same year for Maryland and Virginia.
compared to Maryland and Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well,
Just because I'm curious. In reference to you have the DMV.
so Maryland has so this is a violent crime rate per 100,000 residents. So Maryland, 398.5 violent crimes. That includes homicide, rape, robbery, assault. Virginia, statewide, 375 violent crimes. DC, see that violent crime dropped 35% from 2023, lowest in over 30
Mm-hmm.
years. All right. Baltimore, Maryland, largest city, as we all know, in 2024, they were at 201 homicides, the lowest. I know this is going to sound stupid, the lowest since 2011. I know you hear 200.
Okay, but seriously.
Virginia, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Northern Virginia in 2021 to 2021, homicide rates were extremely low. Alexandria's around
I
1
can
to
see
2
that.
per 100,000. Fairfax County was just about 1.4 to 2.3 per 100,000. DC, which we already talked about. Regional crime trends, DC, Maryland, Virginia, first 4 months of 2025. Overall crime across the DMV region, fell 13%, with declines in robbery minus 32%, homicide minus 30%, rape minus 23%, and aggravated assault minus 21%. So when you break it down, as far as violent crime, DC 2024 to 2025, sharply declining, historic lows, dropping from 274 to 187 in 2024, then further down in 2025. Maryland, the state, is higher than Virginia, as Maryland had 525 homicides in 2023. This includes various areas in Baltimore. I should note that Trump has said on numerous occasions, Baltimore, Maryland is just a nasty, nasty town. Nasty town. Baltimore City only high but falling, 201 homicides in 2024. Again, lowest number since 2011. Northern Virginia, very low, single digit
Yeah, Northern Virginia.
homicide rates.
Yeah. But
Did
but
that answer your question?
it does, and
Okay.
it brings the perspective of, okay, if DC is doing so bad, like it's just so terrible, then bring the same energy to Baltimore,
Mm.
to Maryland. It's adjacent to DC. It is another city. So why target DC if DC is actually doing better than its counterpart up north?
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. If you have beef, make sure it's directed at the right place for the right reason.
Hmm.
That's my thing.
I agree. Oh, I agree. Yeah, if you're going to be consistent, yeah, be all the way around. I agree with you 1,000%. I agree with you a
Because
thousand
this
percent.
comes off, I'm sorry, it comes off like the little boy who got his candy took at the darn birthday party and went to go tell his mama that somebody done took his candy, and now he's upset and just now picking on the boy that took the candy.
I hear where you're coming from, and I agree with you and anybody else that's thinking the way Tams is thinking. Like, seriously. But there's also that part of me that aches for the victims. There's that part of me that goes, man. Like, I think about this one young black dude. The brother seemed very, very promising. And I'm not talking about the police officer that just got his badge. And
No,
he,
no.
I'm not talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
There was this young black dude. He had a lot of good things going on. I think he was a college student or something. He was at some
Yeah.
club.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was trying to break up some
Mm-hmm.
hostile situation with a
Mm-hmm.
woman and her man, or
Mm-hmm.
some shit, and he gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or just the amount of kids that have ended up becoming a victim to gun violence. I don't think that I'll meet you all halfway on this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the National Guard is the answer.
Nope.
It goes back to a proposal that I had wrote for my English class about 2 years ago, where I came up with this like
Mm-hmm.
legit proposal where I said, look, if we can invest X amount of money into
Mm-hmm.
youth recreational centers, and we can invest
Mm-hmm.
in and blah blah blah, this will get people off the streets, and it can also serve as a hub to help people get the resources that they need to get on their feet again, stay on their feet again, find some form of employment so that they can be contributing members to this society.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just keep building new luxurious condos and properties for the
Mm-hmm.
upper class, upper middle class, targeting more specifically, let's call it for what it is. We can't keep whiteifying certain neighborhoods, okay,
Mm-hmm.
or only playing up to a certain money bracket of individuals, when we've got the low income people we're not giving them a chance to be at the table as well. I mean, think about that for how fucked up is that? That I come in and I go, I'm going to build this property. Oh, but I don't want you guys to have anything to do with this new revision that I'm seeing of this neighborhood. So I'm going to give you guys a buyout and you guys can just go along your merry little way. No, I'm going to go, look, if you aren't interested in a house and you want to get in on this, we can hook you up, with a really cool special deal. We'll grandfather you in and you guys can just be locked in forever at blah 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 rate. There is ways that you can do that. It's been done before,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it's been done before, but just I don't think having a National Guard presence is the answer. And dare I say, it comes off. I'm gonna call it for what it's worth. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with you people. It comes off. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't like saying this. I really don't. I really don't like saying this. And I want to choose my words carefully here. I really, really do. Because it's a fine line that I'm walking here. Let me say it to you this way. Let me say it to you this way. History has shown that when a certain ethnic group of people, oh, they're doing what? They're doing what? And they doing what? Oh, they savages. They're animals. They have no intellect. You need to watch them. Call the National Guard. Go back in history. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's how this comes off.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this comes off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were to say to me, yo, the National Guard ain't just gonna be in Anacostia.
Right.
They not gonna just be at Berry Farms. They not gonna just be at, MLK Avenue. No, they also gonna be in Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a fat chance. I doubt that, but they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be in Adams Morgan. Hell to the no, they're not gonna be in Adams Morgan, right? But still, because let's be for real. We know where they're gonna be deployed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is some straight up segregation kind of bullshit. If you're gonna do the National Guard, then you need to
Do it across the board.
do it across the board. Don't matter what ward you in. We
Mm-hmm.
we we gonna do it all over.
Mm-hmm. My thing with it is if it's so bad and you want to do right by the people of DC, why are you cutting out the middleman, which is the person who's been running it for the last 5 years? Why is it less, I'm going to do this. This is on me. I'm going to. Okay. So why not have a meeting with the mayor? What can we do for this issue? What can we do for that issue? How can I help you with this issue? Same thing with some other things that, it's about my way and this is how I'm going to do it. But for me, it's why not work? If trends are showing that you are doing it the right way, the numbers are going the right way, then why do you need to upset the apple cart instead of saying, how can I work with you to make this better?
And you know what this president and his administration, the greatest help that they could have done for Mayor Muriel Bowser, instead of getting ready to do what they're getting ready to do on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the greatest thing that they could have done?
No, what?
Let's help you get statehood.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that Mayor Bowser has been pushing for
True.
years upon years because she'd be able to tap into so many
Any
more
other resources?
resources.
Yeah.
You want to help DC? You want to help the mayor? You want to help the DC council?
Mm-hmm.
Help them get statehood.
And hopefully we're both wrong, and maybe some of that is going to be said tomorrow.
We'll see.
Highly unlikely,
Well, we'll
but
see.
we'll see.
We'll see. Let's close out on a strong note. I'm looking at the Washington Commanders schedule. Shout out to Nicholas in the chat because he was asking some football questions off the break, but it was kind of one of those. Well, one, he wanted to know about Baltimore Ravens. I said, well, we'll talk about them next week. And then he was like, Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts.
As far as what?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know if he means like as far as the better athlete, as far as the better quarterback. There's so many ways we can take that.
Oof.
So, Nicholas, you gotta,
They're both really good quarterbacks in their own right.
yeah, yeah.
Really, really good.
So here is the regular schedule. I don't care about pre-show. Here's the regular schedule for our Washington Commanders. We did pretty good last year. I think you ended up winning.
I did?
I think
What I get?
you get a kiss. Week 1, September 7th, New York Giants.
Do they have a new quarterback?
And this is, where is this?
Is it in New York or is it here?
Oh yeah, it's called Northwest Stadium now, isn't it?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. They're home.
That should be us. They have a new quarterback or no?
I think they got a new quarterback.
That's what I thought. Should be us.
I'm gonna say win. Actually, you know what? Let me get my pen and let me get a piece of paper here because I want to write this down. Lovey, hand me that piece of paper there.
Listen.
Yeah, that'll work. I can just flip it. I can flip it, right? It's blank on the back. No, just give me that. Give me that. Yeah, give me this. Okay. All right. So versus Giants. Hang on here. All right. So we both are saying. I'm writing our win-loss column here. All right. Okay, so week 1, you're going with a win, and I am going with a win as well. Okay. Week 2, September 11th versus Green Bay Packers, an away game.
I don't know about that one. Especially if they're not home, and Green Bay's been doing really well. From what I remember from last year. Oof. A lot of this depends on whether they have Terry McLaurin. I mean, I'm thinking that they will because he still has 1 year left on his contract. But whether he'll be there or not in the mind and reference to really be there for his team. I'm going to go with win.
You're going to go win. I am going to go with I'm going to go with a loss. All right. Week 3, September 21st, Las Vegas Raiders home game.
Win.
You're going with a win. I am going to go with a loss. All right. Week 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Atlanta Falcons. They're at Atlanta Falcons.
Win.
I'm going to go with a win as well. Okay. Week 5 at Los Angeles Chargers.
Oof. Loss.
You're going with a loss. So you're
Chargers are strong.
You're giving them their first loss.
Second.
First loss.
Okay.
Yeah, first loss. I am going to go with a loss. All right. right. October 13th, home game, Bears.
Um, when
You're going with a win. One, two. Huh. Wouldn't you know it? Somehow, hang on here. Just give me a second here, guys, because somehow I messed my line column up here. So let me go back. I got you down perfectly. You're good. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 is actually right here. And then week 5 we just tackled because week 5 was the Bears.
mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're good. Week 6 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
At Dallas Cowboys.
That's really tricky because I'm gonna go with a loss.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a win. All right. Week 7 at Kansas City Chiefs.
Loss.
I'm gonna go with a loss as well. Week 8, Seattle Seahawks.
Win.
Win. I'm gonna say.
And mind you, guys, I have not seen any of the preseason games.
Give me a second, hon. Somebody's at the door. Yeah, can I help you?
Hi, is Miss Patty and Miss Tammy home?
No. I can I help you? One is my wife and the other is my mother-in-law.
Okay, this is Taylor. I'm Michael's daughter over at 108. I just wanted to give them a quick
Oh.
call.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you cool. Okay, hang on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Stay. Hang tight. Tam's coming.
No, girls. No. Stay with Daddy.
Okay, so
Stay.
anyway, let me see what I'm looking at here. Let me see what I'm looking at here for the rest of the. I love this Ring doorbell. I'll buy a little bit of time until Tams gets back, and then we can finish the second half of this. I love my Ring doorbell. I don't know how you guys operate with your Ring doorbell, but I stay every time I get a notification. I stay going into the app, just seeing what's going on, and it's just amazing the amount of shit that you go. Wait a minute, my neighbor's been doing this whole time. So, like for instance, I have had neighbors that live like they're to the side, but they've got this fence, right? They've got this wooden fence. So basically, when they need to get to their home, rather than take the long route and basically come on in like it's a C that they're making like a letter C just to get to the front of their property. They basically will cut through the front of our front yard. It's kind of a shared front yard, but they don't mow the grass. They don't do anything with the grass. They will just cut through and they'll enter their homes through the back way. Now, I don't have a problem with that. Here's where it gets tricky. They have been walking damn near on my fucking sidewalk and in front of my window as they're walking past to get to their little pathway. And so I was telling Tams and Moms, I said, I want to get some plants so that we can kind of cut that part off of their walk path. That way it forces them to be more out in the open because all three of our furry kids, they've got some sensitive hearing. And boy, I tell you, once one of them hears some footsteps, all three of them, it just triggers a big old domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you,
I told
it's insane.
Lee last night. I said, You know those doorbells with the barking dogs? Yeah, we don't need one of those.
Right.
Because it sounds legit just like it.
Yeah. I like that I made her chuckle. I said, "Oh, I said, yeah, you cool." Because I was ready. I'm like, fucking solicitor. Um, it's like that's the other thing I like about having the Ring doorbell. I was telling them how I like the Ring doorbell. That's the other thing that I like about having the Ring doorbell. Anytime you get a fucking solicitor and like you don't like fuck you want, it's no, I haven't gone that route yet, but I have gone. Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, that's usually.
That's my asshole voice. Yeah, can I help you? And I use that like literally the other day. There was a woman that like knocked on the door, and the first thing Chance was like, I don't recognize her. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, no. I was like, oh, I'm like, and I'm just going, yeah, because I get the play now. It's like, yeah, can I help you? Oh yeah, we're just my name is Felicity, and I'm in the neighborhood, and I was just wondering if you had time to answer a question or two. No, I don't. Okay. It's like, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so where were we here? We were
It was week
on
7.
week. We were
7 or
on
8.
week 8. We were on week 8. Let me see here. Week 8. Kansas City
I
Chiefs.
said loss.
You said loss. All right, hang on here. And then we were on. Hang on here. I think you said. Hang on here. Week 7, Dallas Cowboys. You said you got them losing.
Yeah, at Dallas. Yeah.
You got them losing to Dallas, okay? And I said a loss as well. It looks like for week 8, Kansas City Chiefs, it looks like you said win.
No. I
No?
said loss.
Loss? Okay. Loss. I am going to go with a loss as well. Okay. Hand me another piece of paper there, would you? All right. Week 9, home game, Seattle Seahawks.
I said win.
You're going with a win. I'm going to go with a win. Oh, a blank piece. A blank piece.
Here.
No. I need that. Just give me a piece of paper with a blank thingamajigger. No blank thingamajigger. Okay, hand me let me see. Can I do something here? Give me a second here, guys. I'm so sorry. I'll tell you what. I can finish it out. No, I'm good. I can finish it out. All right, week 10. Home game, Detroit Lions.
Oof. I don't know about that one. We whipped their ass last year. And I have a feeling it's going to be a loss.
Okay.
And do they have a new head coach?
Same coach.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, then. I would say loss.
And this is week 10, Detroit Lions. You're going with a loss. I am going to say a win. All right, week 11 at Miami Dolphins.
Win.
I'm going to say whoa. I am going to say loss. All right, week 12. All right, week 12 to get a bye.
Okay.
So, week 13, Denver Broncos.
Win.
I'm just trying to write this down real quick that they got a bye. All right, so week 13. Let me write that down. That's a bye week.
I thought you said 12 was a bye week.
12 is a bye week. Sorry. 12 is a bye week. Week 13, Broncos.
Broncos.
And what are you saying?
That's a win.
That's a win. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Tough one. That's a tough one, man. I'm going to go with. You said win. I'm going to go with a loss. Week 14 at Minnesota Vikings.
Kirk Cousins still playing?
I thought he went elsewhere.
No, you're right. I think he did.
He went
They
elsewhere.
got a new quarterback. Win.
Okay, you're going with a win. I am going to go. I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna say a win. All right. Damn, there's 18 weeks now. I'm running out of paper here. Week 15 at New York Giants.
Win.
You're going with a win. I am gonna go with a win as well. Okay. Week 16, home game, Philadelphia Eagles.
Whew. I'm gonna say I believe in them. Win. But that's one hell of a game. Basically versus Super Bowl champs. But they're probably pretty hungry for the fact that they, last year knocked them out of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. This is week 16. I am gonna go with a win. All right, 2 more games. Week 17, Christmas versus Dallas.
Is it actually Christmas Day?
It's actually on Christmas
Oh,
Day.
hell.
Yeah.
Well, we know what the Sanders household will be doing on Christmas Day. I'm going to say they win.
I'm gonna.
Are they here?
Home game. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say they win.
I'm gonna say win. And a away game, week 18, at Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh. We do Philly, Dallas, and back to Philly?
Correct.
Shit. Ooh, that's tough.
You got them doing a sweep, or
I don't know.
Because I'm looking at what you said for week 16. You got them winning.
Are they in Philadelphia?
It's at Philly.
I'm going to say they lose at Philly.
You got them losing at Philly. All right, hang on here. You got them losing at Philly. Put that check mark right there. And let me just ba-doop. There we go. I will say they win. All right, so let's add this up. All right, so let's now that this is nice and cleaned up here. Week 1 against the New York Giants, Tams has them winning. I've got them losing. Week 2, Green Bay Packers. Tams has Commanders picking up a W. I've got them losing. Week 3 against the Las Vegas Raiders. You are looking at a win. I am looking at a win. Week 4 against the Atlanta Falcons. You are looking at a win. I am looking at a win. All right, week 5, Los Angeles Chargers. You've got them losing. First time, week 5. I've got them losing. Week 6 against Chicago Bears. You've got them losing. I've got them winning. Week 7 against Dallas.
I thought I had them winning. You had them losing.
Let's see here. No. You can change it. You can change it if you want. I'm seeing. Hang on. You're talking about Chicago Bears, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got you down for a loss, and I've got myself down as a win.
Oh, that was the other way around, but okay.
This is your last chance. If you want to change it, change it.
I think they're gonna win with the Bears.
Okay, so let's change that. Week 6 against the Bears. The Bears. Okay. Week 7 against Dallas Cowboys. You're looking at a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking at a loss. Week 8 against Kansas City Chiefs. You've got them losing. I've got them losing. Week 9 against the Seattle Seahawks. You've got them winning. I've got them winning. Going into week 10 against the Detroit Lions, you see them losing. I see them picking up a win. Week 11 against the Miami Dolphins, you've got them picking up a win. I've got them picking up a loss. Week 12 is their bye week, which brings us to week 13 against the Denver Broncos. You got them picking up a W. I've got them picking up a defeat. Week 14 at Minnesota Vikings, you've got them winning. I've got them picking up a look here. I've got them picking up a. Am I reading this right? Let me look here. I've got them picking up a. See, this is why. This is why I need a proper format joint so I can really check this off really good here. You got them winning because I see your win-loss column. Yeah, this looks right then. What week are we on now? I'm sorry. I'm getting old. What are we on now? Week 13?
You definitely just did week 10.
Did we do week 13, Denver Broncos? Let's go
Was-
there. Let's go there. Let's go there.
Okay.
Because I know for a fact I said week 12 bye week.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did say that. All right, week 13, Denver Broncos. You got them picking up a win. I've got them. Looks like I got them winning. Okay, I'm assuming this is right. Okay. Week 14, Minnesota Vikings. You've got them picking up a win. I've got them picking up a win. Week 15, New York Giants. Looks like you're going with a win. I am going with. Let me see here. Yeah, something doesn't look right. My side looks totally fucked up now. See, no. Do me a favor. Give me a blank piece of paper. Give me a blank. Just give me a blank piece of paper, because this is some bullshit. Sorry, guys. So, what did we learn in doing this part of the show? We learned that we need to have this nice and properly organized for the near future. So, Tams, talk to the folks for a little bit. I'm gonna do a proper grid, because we are not gonna go off the air with all of this discombobulation that's going on here. All right. So, you talk with the listeners here, and I will get us a proper grid. Wish I had a ruler. That's probably the only thing I'm missing.
Well, here.
You got a credit card for me?
No. I was going, well,
Yeah. Say you got a credit card. I'll make it work.
there's this.
What's you got? Yeah. Yeah.
Or you want this?
What is this? Yeah, I can make this shit work. All right, go ahead, do your thing. Let's see here.
So, I think for Washington, it really just truly depends on what kind of momentum they're building with the players that they have. But I'm hearing some decent things about some of the new and upcoming players. I do know that they literally were handed their first defeat in preseason, but enough said in reference to we literally won all 3 preseason games and then damn near lost all of our mainstay games. So, and half the time with preseason, it's pretty much not the starters. It's pretty much, okay, let's see what our rookies and our acquired players can do and together. So we haven't even put in special teams or the regular players yet. So we shall see. And then, of course, Terry McLaurin in reference to whether they can keep him in reference to, a multi-year deal or what that's going to entail. I do know that Joe Theismann has signed on as a co-owner as well.
Really? I did not know that.
So that's, he's looking at, helping the franchise, regrow, not regrow, but really truly, help in some capacity, for that. There was, I do not remember the team's name on who did it, but there was some kicker in preseason who, kicked a 70-yard field goal.
That's now with the Commanders?
It's not with the Commanders. It's another team, and I can't for the life of me at the moment remember who. Because it was one of those in passing, and I'm like, whoa.
So what's going on with Terry McLaurin? Is it a case where...
So they're still in contract negotiations. At one point, he was demanding a trade, but he still has a year left on his contract.
Correct.
Which they plan on holding him to that. He wants more money. They're, holding out, I guess, if you want to call it that.
18 weeks, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Holding out, like I said, I guess if you want to call it that. We shall see. We shall see whether they, make him finish out that last year of his contract and how effective that will be if that does happen, versus giving him a new deal and paying him more money. Now, I can definitely tell you that I did see him as a definite leader last year. And it really, I think, offset a lot of that rookie year that, Lord have mercy. My brain is going haywire.
You okay?
Number 5.
I was about to say.
I want to call him Hurts, and I know that's not it because that's Philly. Daniels, there you go.
Uh-huh.
So with Jaden Daniels in reference to, how effective he was last year. So, and I know he is definitely a person who means what he says and says what he means. Fact through and through.
I like that we picked up Von Miller, though.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing for us.
That's a huge weapon. That is a huge weapon.
So, I'm very much excited. The funny thing is, I don't think I've actually been this into a Redskins / Commander season in a long time.
You said the R word.
I don't care.
You said the R word.
I'm going to say the F word in a minute. So, no. But no, the Commander seasons, really, it has been a long time since we really have had a season and players and a staff to really be excited about. So, generally, it's funny. Last year, a lot of the time, if I was out and about or whatever have you, I mean, on the times that I could be home, I was, but on the days it's kind of like Lee's like the Commanders are playing, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, I wonder what's happening, or I'll check the score on my phone. But really, I am truly excited about this year and to see what they can do. I hope and pray that they actually build on the momentum of last year, because it really is truly their time. I remember, this is dating me a little bit, but I definitely remember, I think it was 86, when they went to the Super Bowl and won. So it's been a long time since since that.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I'm excited. I'm
I'm ready.
excited to see what they can do.
Okay, I made me a nice, pretty ass damn chart. Best part about this is I get to edit this out in post production, so it's gonna sound real fucking good for the people downloading it. All right, now then, let's do this. Week 1, New York Giants.
Oh, we're doing it again.
We're just gonna start. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna start it over. Yep.
All right,
So,
loss.
okay.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Loss for the Giants. I mean,
And this is your official lock-in. So
Yes.
if you need to take a few seconds, think
No.
about it, because I don't want to do no
Win.
more chicken scratching. Okay. All right. So that is a win for you. I am gonna go with a win as well. Week 2 at Green Bay Packers.
Win.
I am going to go with a win as well. All right. Week 3, Las Vegas Raiders.
Win.
I'm going to go with a loss. Week 4, Atlanta Falcons.
Win.
I'll go with a win as well. Week 5, Los Angeles Chargers.
Loss.
Loss. I like the Chargers. I'm going to go with a loss as well. Week 6, the Bears.
Win.
I'm going to go with a win as well. Week 7, Dallas Cowboys.
Loss.
I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with a win. All right. Week 8, Kansas City Chiefs.
Loss.
Loss. I'm going to go with a loss as well. Week 9, Seattle Seahawks.
Win.
I'm going to go with a loss. Detroit Lions.
Loss.
I'm going to go with a loss. Miami Dolphins.
Win.
I'm going to go with a loss. Week 12 is their bye week. So hang on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is a bye week. Mine is a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, bye week. Okay, week 13, Denver Broncos.
Win.
I'm going to go with a loss. Week 14, Minnesota Vikings.
Win.
I'm going to go with a win. Week 15, New York Giants.
Win.
I'm going to go with a win. Week 16, Philadelphia Eagles.
Win. I said win on the first one.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with... Fuck it. I'll give it to them. I think they can pull it off. I'll give them a win. And then Christmas Day, Dallas Cowboys.
Win.
I'm going to give them a win as well. And then the finale, week 18, against Philadelphia Eagles.
Loss.
You've got them losing. I am going to go... I'm going to go for a sweep. I think I've got them sweeping the Eagles. 1, 2.
At Philly, that's gonna be tough.
I'm gonna have some conviction. I'm gonna go for a sweep. All right, let's add up the records here. So when it's all said and done, Tammy's got the Commanders 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins. 12 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sound about right to you? You got them winning 12 games, losing 4 times. Now, is that going to be enough to get them into the should, right?
Should.
Depends on how the rest of the league is looking. All right.
Well, yeah.
How the rest of that division specifically.
I don't think they'll have to be in the wild card.
Yeah.
I think they'll be in, I don't know if they'll,
So you would be shocked if it was a wild card.
yeah, I would.
So you got them clinching a playoff berth
Yes.
with that record.
Yes.
Okay, let me write that down. Clinch.
But it really does depend on how the other teams are doing.
Right. All right, me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got them at 10 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's about right. That's about right. I got them at 10 wins, 7 losses. I don't have them clinching. I think they're going to need some help, and I got them going into a wild card. And I'm going to say wild card, and then whoever they play, they will get their asses handed to them. And that'll be it. So they'll get their wild card game. They'll get their little postseason little hoorah, but that'll be it.
All right, so guys, you heard it here first. So I'm going to make it interesting. And at the end of this, I ain't going for no kiss, all right? So you buy me dinner and a movie, my choice. If I win or get closer, same goes for you. I buy you dinner and a movie of your choice if you get closer.
Hey, that means I get to finally take you to the theaters and have you see a fucking slasher flick. Yeah, I'm down. Because you don't like slasher flicks. So
I
yeah.
hate them.
Yeah. Sweeten the pot a little more. Oh, and you can eat anything, huh? Yo, if I win, huh?
Oh, God.
Oh, she shouldn't have said that. She hates sushi. So, yeah. Yeah, I know where we're going. I know where we're going. I'm going to be eating my sushi, watching you try to eat sushi. Yep. There we go. Yep. And then eliminate. All right. So let us know how you're looking at that. And then we'll cover another team or two next week. We'll definitely have this be more organized like how we just did it now. That way we can refer to our cheat sheets and see how we're doing overall. I know Nicholas had talked about how he is a fan of the Chargers. We'll definitely poke our head.
Great team.
Great team.
Nicholas.
We'll poke our head. I don't want to do all the teams because that's just too long-winded.
Maybe we can do. Obviously, we need to do Baltimore.
Yeah, you got to do Baltimore.
And then maybe a Midwest team.
Yeah.
And
Definitely the Super Bowl champions or the champion and the runner-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So would that be?
I couldn't tell you.
That would be the Eagles and Detroit.
I'm not going to even try to pretend. I can't remember. Because I think that was actually, I know it was this year, but I remember skipping it because I didn't even care for, yeah.
Yeah, because we wanted Commanders in San Francisco.
You got me, man. My brain is Swiss cheese a lot of times, so I my ass couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you.
We'll do a few more teams, but for sure, we can definitely do the Super Bowl champs, and we'll definitely do Baltimore, and then maybe one or two others.
I hope you guys appreciated this episode. This is we haven't hit a joint like this in a minute, so we really went all over the place. Rightfully so, because it was a heavy wrestling oriented kind of big
Mm.
news week, especially with the stuff on Bruce Willis. I didn't want to just gloss over the stuff with Bruce Willis. I definitely wanted to, really spend a couple of minutes talking about that and everything. So let's take a fork in it because we're like past 3 hours. We gave you guys a nice big old meal. Enjoy it for what it's worth. You ain't always going to get a meal like this. I promise you.
Yeah, guys.
I,
So
you know,
after the first week of September, I really want to keep the show for myself and Lee's sake, because he's gonna have hella homework. Really, no more than an hour to 90 minutes.
yeah. Yeah, definitely an hour. So, see, we love you guys, and we got the free time right now, so we're trying to hook you up. But yeah, what she said? I can't play no more. Like
Mommy said I had to go inside.
I gotta go do my homework.
No, Lee, you can't go outside and play with your friends. You have to do your homework.
Oh shucks, supper time already. Be kind. Rewind. Check out previous episodes you might have missed on demand and on the downloads wherever you get your podcasts. Just search the RCWR show. Hey, shout out to our sponsors as we are brought to you in part by the IME Radio Station, your global soundtrack featuring the hottest indie artists from the 90s, 2000s. Awesome throwbacks mixed with today's top 40 hits. Think of it as a world tour for your ears that's delivering crowd favorites and hidden gems from the US, Europe, and even Canada. Just tune in, vibe out, and discover your next favorite track. Check out IME iRadio Station, streaming 24/7. We're also brought to you in part by Gary S. Park and his new book, Parenting with God's Heart, Loving Your Children Through Faith. This isn't just advice, it's biblical, intentional, and rooted in how God parents us with grace, love, and accountability. So whether you're struggling with discipline or just want to raise your kids to reflect Christ in this crazy world that we're living in, this book's got something real for you. So check it out. Grab your copy of Gary S. Park's new book, God's Heart, Loving Your Children Through Faith, available right now on Amazon. You can also visit his website at GarySPark.com. Speaking of books, go check out the new book by Karrion Kross, Life is Fighting, available right now in paperback and also in audio format. Yeah, you get to hear your man, not me, but Karrion narrating his own book. Yeah, I bet you didn't know about that, huh? Get at us all throughout social media using the keywords, the RCWR show. And as far as programming notes, I'll be with you guys Monday night, August 11th, 2025, after WWE Raw goes off the air. She's the beautiful and the lovely Tammy Lee Sanders. Wishing all of y'all to be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. We will see you next go round. Adios, y'all. Take care.